Okay. I know you've read or heard about that game, movie, or comic, blah, blah, but you haven't heard it from us. So chill, relax, let us talk all about it before you log off.
And oh my gosh, everybody, the thirst is absolutely real. I am Sir Aaron Carter, and you're listening to Before You Log Off. And I am here, of course, with the internationally known Steven Gutierrez.
Hiya, how are you?
And I am here as well with the best goalkeeper this side of the Mississippi, Ray. How you doing?
Also known as 4K Crybaby. Hello.
AKA 4K Crybaby, yes.
Yes.
That is hilarious. If you guys didn't know, I don't know, did I post that in the Discord?
No, just in our Twitter chat, but yeah. Twitch, they posted something on Twitter.
We have Twitch UK posted a thing so you can name your PC gamer name, right? Or just PC name?
Yeah, your PC gamer name, I guess, something like that.
Basically, you just take your first letter of your name and your birth month, and then they have words attached to it. Everybody's done it before. It's on social media all day. Like, it's nothing new.
Everything.
Yeah.
But apparently, Rachel got 4K Crybaby. Steven, what did you get?
Gamer Missile. Apparently, my name is a brand of adult toys.
Oh, there you go. That are shaped like controllers or something?
Like missiles. It's in the name. Jeez.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, okay. I guess that's a...
yeah, it's coming to a store near you. Gamer Missiles.
Well, I got
Terrible.
I got Headshot Master, which is, I mean...
That's not bad. That's pretty good. So is 4K Crybaby. It's pretty good.
It's hilarious, to be honest.
It's pretty good.
It's a good one, yeah.
Gamer Missile.
I mean...
Gamer Missile isn't bad. Unless you just have a perverted mind.
I had to have one to make it a business.
Or you can think of it as you just bring pleasure to ladies. All right, awkward silence over, everybody. That's good. So,
I don't know how to respond to that.
That's good enough right there. That's good enough.
No.
See, I'm just saying, you just gotta learn how to spin it, bro. You just gotta learn how to spin it. That's all it needs.
Is right. I got your Gamer Missile. Yeah. And then that's just the tagline.
Yeah.
You know?
There you go.
I'm gonna go in the corner and cry now.
You'll
be
fine, everybody.
You'll be fine.
We are on the very last episode of BYLO for the year, everybody. 2020 has been filled with ups and downs. We started off strong in the beginning of the year, and then we took a small dip in the middle when the pandemic busted out and said, you guys can't be in the same room as each other anymore. And BYLO, like always, evolved and overcame our differences. That's the difference between us and the virus. And we brought it.
I was like, do we hate each other?
And we brought
kinda,
it.
Right?
Yeah, we don't hate each other. And we're
like frenemies.
You keep drinking that White Claw like it's water, then maybe that'll be a thing.
It tastes like water, man.
That's disgusting.
It has H2O in it.
That's disgusting. I doubt that.
Where's Jerry? I need my fellow alcoholic here.
Jerry couldn't be with us tonight. That's right. He was off on an emergency. And yeah, so it's a 3-man party here. Or 3-person party. Excuse me. Excuse me.
What about Beth?
We never count her. Beth is always here, though. She's always
intern. She's not people.
Yeah. She's intern. You don't treat interns.
Intern, yeah.
Maybe in 2021, she might get promoted.
Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. We'll see. You got to stick around, everybody. You got to stick around.
If our fans have found the actress.
I would love that.
That's terrible.
Also, we did a cameo on another podcast, everybody.
Yes, we did.
We did. It was kind of our first merging, I guess you would say, of podcasts.
Collaborations,
yeah.
Yeah, collaboration.
Yeah, collaboration.
Rachel, you were in the chat on that one, right? You got to see us?
Yeah, I was in there for a bit.
And I don't believe it's out just yet, because I know that he goes through and he edits like crazy
He said
the
it'll be out in like
podcast.
2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, because the holidays and stuff and are
Mhm.
kind of in the way. So, or not in the way, but they're coming up. So people are taking days off.
Believe is I'll just call him SK Pac-Man because I don't know if he wants to put his real government out there. But
Yeah, SK Pac-Man.
Okay, SK Pac-Man invited us onto his show, Secret Stage Podcast, and we were on that. We were talking about Twitch culture, and then you guys know how BYLO does. We tangent like crazy, so we went all over the place on that one, and
it was actually really good. Like I wasn't part of the show that time because I was busy doing other stuff, but just listening as like just a listener, it was really entertaining, and it was cool like to see you guys on the show.
I had fun.
Yeah, it was a fun experience. Definitely gotta get them on the show when we can, and
oh yeah,
maybe we talked about maybe streaming some Phasmophobia later on.
Yeah,
so we'll
playing like a little multiplayer game with them and stuff like that. I believe they should be our first guest of the new year for our new episode, which would be, I believe, like January 8th or something like that. Will be the first time we get back together.
Something like that.
So I mean, and I want to plan something special because they'll technically be our very first guest ever on this podcast, and we've been around for at least 2 years now, which is crazy to think that it's been literally 2 years that we've done this.
It's coming up.
I feel like I should have probably put something together of like the highlights of this year, but I didn't.
You could have included Cactar Rachel in it.
I could have as well. We just mentioned Cactar Rachel, didn't we?
Yeah.
Last night when we were playing that wizard game. That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Steven and I were playing a video game last night. We were testing out some Parsec because we want to. So we're gonna start doing YouTube videos as well, everybody. We're gonna try to capture the first moment of Rachel playing old school video games that she never got to play before.
The education of Rachel.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? Like, so you've been a gamer, Rachel, for a long time, probably since, as long as you can remember, right?
Yeah.
And you just you didn't have those games at the time, or, maybe you just were like, I'm Sega, not Nintendo at the time as a kid and stuff like that. So you just never really picked up a Nintendo, right?
My family was poor, so we only had the Sega and Dreamcast.
First of all right, let's time out. Let's time out. My family was poor. We only had 2 consoles.
Yeah.
When you're poor, you have no consoles. You have the Gamecast or something like that. You have the generic knockoff. But if you had a console, I'm not going to put you in the poor category. Like, there were kids that didn't have it. Wow.
I think my mom got a Nintendo from a yard sale when I was younger, and then they actually bought the Sega, which was surprising. But I have 2 games. It was like Sonic 2, and I don't remember the other one. Probably some shitty baseball game.
How many games did you have, Rachel? All right. I feel like a list is coming out.
10.
Yeah. Poor though, huh? Poor though.
No, to be honest, for realsies, my dad was just really into video games, and so I just kind of played whatever games and consoles he played because we would just play them together.
Nice.
Yeah. So one of my first games was actually Doom on PC, the original. I remember it being on a little floppy disk and everything.
Oh yeah, that's right. On old school PC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I could have said Oregon Trail on the computer.
No,
how long did you play that though? But how long did you actually play that?
You know what? I played the shit out of that actually, because again, mother came through on a yard sale and got one of those old ass computers that had the green text. I don't know. Don't ask me what model, but it had green text, and it came with a bunch of floppy disks. And Oregon Trail was on there, and I played the shit out of that. And there was also an Olympian track and field game on there, which I was also addicted to. Don't know why.
So apparently now that you guys are talking about it, apparently my childhood with consoles was pretty all right. was actually pretty all right because I lived in an apartment, of course, and there was other kids in the apartment, and they had consoles and video games too, and we constantly traded and swapped like different games and stuff like that. And I remember at one point I got my hands on the like Nintendo Power Mat for that track and field game, and
That's
I remember playing
old.
that. You would play that today. You all would play that today. That
I don't know
thing,
what that
basically the Switch.
so the Power Mat was a thing where it was, I can't remember how many buttons were on. It was a mat that you put on the ground and
like the DDR mat?
like
almost?
a DDR mat. Yes.
Okay.
1,000%.
Yeah.
And there was a track and field game on there where you could race each other, and it was how fast you can like jog in place, smashing the buttons A B A B A B A B on the mat as fast as you can to get your character running as far. And then they had like the long jump where you had to smash the button, and then jump in the air and try to get as much hang time as you can, and then land with 2 feet on the buttons at the same time, and then your character would run. I swear that was the greatest freaking experience at that time for that game. And I remember the game wasn't mine. I just remember we had the mat, and another friend ended up having the game because you can play the game with the controller, but that's boring. You're not trying to play the game. You're trying to run on the mat and make a lot of noise in your upstairs apartment so your downstairs neighbors could hate you altogether.
So when you first mentioned it, I was like, loser.
Wow.
But you explained it. I'm like, that's actually pretty cool.
And
I'd
I'm
that.
telling you, people would play it today if it was still a thing.
I was just thinking of it being like the Power Glove.
Never
how
had
terrible
that.
was.
See, that's fancy shit. All I had,
I never had that, but
I hit the arrow left and arrow right as fast as possible to run in my track and field game.
Yeah, that's how you played it with
and
the
then
controller.
You see the pixel like moving.
Yeah.
Mind you, it was on one of those old shitty green computers with green text.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever we used before Microsoft anything.
I think it was probably Apple
It
1
was-
or 2
yeah,
or something like that. I'm
It
not
was
sure.
what computer programmers used to program
Linux.
in the very beginning.
I don't know.
It was an old ass computer, and it wasn't when those came out. This was like mid 90, like 96.
Jesus,
This
man, get your
and
life
then,
together.
What is it? I think, yeah, like we got a PlayStation 1. I think a couple years after it came out. My parents surprised us. Again, didn't really have a lot of games for that. A lot of demo discs.
Well, I mean,
played
demo
a
discs
shit-
just got you through.
Shit ton of demo discs.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah.
Nonstop. I think, oh God, was Tony Hawk Pro Skater on the PlayStation 1?
Yeah.
Or was a game called, yeah, I played that warehouse
The very first demo
level
warehouse. Yeah.
so many times for the 2 minutes. It was the greatest thing in my life. And then one year, to kind of go back, we went to Reno, and for some reason, all my siblings and we saved up all our tickets and got a Dreamcast from it. We actually got one of the systems. We saved up that many because we were there for like a week. And we got that many tickets to get a Dreamcast when it was like PlayStation 2 and shit was out. Like, that's so bad.
But see, the Dreamcast was still a good system because
No, it was great.
me and my friends were still playing that when the PlayStation 2 and everything was still out as well.
Yeah.
Because we were
Yeah.
playing sports games. Like we played the 2K series. Those still were dominant over all the other sports games at the time. Minus like Madden and stuff like that. But when 2K was out, they were the king of the ring. So
The bee's knees.
yeah.
Yeah, that's where I actually found what like emulators were, because a friend of ours had all the Nintendo games and then a disc with like all the Sega games on these CD-ROMs that would work on the Dreamcast. So we would just play those like all the time because there was games that we weren't able to really get back in the day. It was great. Good times, man.
So I'm excited to see how Rachel responds to she's a veteran gamer going to be playing some old school games that technically should be easy because apparently
I'm not good at
games.
platformers. It's not what I grew up with.
I mean, some of them might be platformers, some of them might not be platformers. This is old school, so we'll see. And actually, you know what? I'll even, because nothing's off limits whenever it comes to the video games or the library. So we'll figure out how to actually which games you should play and stuff like that.
Because I don't know, I was reading chat and everything, and somebody mentioned Zelda, and I was like, oh yeah, I did play the first Zelda. I'm not sure if that was also available for Sega, but I might have had Nintendo for a brief moment. That's the only game I played.
Did you say available for Sega?
I don't know.
She did.
I'm sorry. I apologize, everybody.
I said I don't know if it was. I don't remember.
I
was
apologize.
really, really little.
I don't know what to. Yeah.
I don't know if it was just Nintendo exclusive.
Nintendo exclusive, indeed, it was.
Always.
A full Nintendo exclusive.
I think
I don't know. Nowadays, you can get Sonic games for Nintendo. So
yeah, because Sega died out as a console maker, and they went straight into just software making. So yeah, that's all. That's kind of all it is. But Nintendo, they hold on to their licenses with the grimmest of death grips. So they will never let anybody touch them. So
honestly, I would actually love to play some 64 games with you guys, like the original Smash Bros.
Because
that was my first real Nintendo console, was getting into 64 and playing that, and Mario Kart and just all the original Mario Party games.
So that's a good system. Yeah. It's a good system. It's still almost, I feel like it is one of my favorite systems of all time. It's definitely in the top 3.
GameCube is number 1. So
GameCube was good too, because I bought that before I bought anything else, like an Xbox or anything. Actually, I never owned a PlayStation 2 or Xbox, but GameCube was the one that I would go to. So
the GameCube was sick.
Yeah, GameCube was good.
Dope.
And speaking of Nintendo, Sir Butch brought it up. That's one of the things we're going to be talking about today. Nintendo had a direct, and they came out and showed Mario Land. And
I'm so excited for it.
So there's a couple of features in this park. Steven, you didn't get to see the video just yet, right?
I've seen small short videos of them just kind of showing the park real quick, but nothing in depth. It looked kind of small to me from the pictures I've seen, but I think it might have just been the picture itself.
So Shigeru Miyamoto, legend of Nintendo. If you guys don't know, he is the guy that created Nintendo. He put it all on his back. Mario, made Zelda. I believe he did Metroid. He is the one that is responsible for everything. He takes you around the park, and he shows off some of the features that are going to be in the park. And the Japanese one, I believe, right now is what they showed. So you go into the park, you're in the tunnel, and I believe this is still a rough build of the park. Was that right, Rachel?
I think it's pretty much done at this point, because I think it's going to open up sometime next year.
Okay.
Allowed to.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
So you go through the warp tunnel. It's flashing lights all inside. I kind of wish it was a little darker, just so you kind of got the little feeling like you're in a real tunnel or whatever. But I can see the sun that. That's just me nitpicking. It looks amazing. It looks freaking awesome. And then when you
really looks like you walked into the game.
As soon as you go inside, you're in Mario World.
You're in Mario.
Yeah. So one thing that I thought was extremely dope was the wristbands that you get or whatever. I'm guessing you must buy them in the store or at the gate or something like that. I don't know, because I didn't see how you get that. But you get a wristband, and there'll be blocks around the park that you can hit, like Mario on the bottom, and you'll accumulate coins.
That's sick.
You can check your app, and you'll see that, oh yeah, I hit this one, it had a coin in it or whatever.
It's probably like Disney World, because I know they have that same type of thing where you buy your tickets and they actually send you a wristband that you wear the entire time, and it keeps track of all your fast passes and everything too.
That's freaking sick. So
yeah,
Butch in chat was saying it's going to be like Disneyland and the Magic Band. So yeah, the same thing that Rachel just said. It's that
So
looks
do you
cool.
keep these bands?
Yeah, because the
You can
band,
keep them,
yeah,
yeah.
you keep
Like
the band.
souvenirs.
Also,
I don't know if they'll be reusable. I mean, like hopefully they're reusable, but
I would hope so too. Like, why would
yeah,
I don't? I
How
would
much
hope
you
I'm not.
wasted? Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, that just sounds like a lot of like wasted plastic for no
That's like,
reason.
I mean, I know at Disneyland that's like a $800 ticket.
yeah.
It's probably more expensive actually, but Jesus.
So they showed Shigeru went around still, and there's little Easter eggs, Mario symbols around the park that you can also, hit your wristband on, and I guess it'll unlock other things as well, which I thought was pretty cool.
So if you get a green mushroom, they just inject drugs into your system
That's terrible. To make you feel like
to make
you
you
got an
feel
extra
like
life.
you're taller.
You're like, oh my
Like,
gosh,
oh, I can do anything.
it's terrible.
So let me get some of that star power. Whoa, that's great.
Wow.
Good stuff.
They had like a little mini game that you can play that looked pretty cool. What were you gonna say, Rachel?
I was gonna say, like, is this like its own like park and everything like Disneyland, or is it like an extension like Star Wars Land is to Disneyland?
See, that was my question. That was the thing that I was like, I don't know yet. Like, I don't know if this is gonna be an extra little side thing, or is this gonna be its own park as well inside of Universal?
Yeah,
Okay.
'cause, like either way, like I'm super excited, and once like like the pandemic is gone, we should go, and I'm gonna make you guys come with me. So
Like, I have
But
no
wait.
problem with that.
yeah,
Is that
gotta start
is
saving
that-
up, man.
is that here? Or I thought
It's-
that was in
Japan.
Japan.
There's one in
We're
no.
making an
so
international trip for BYLO.
They're putting one in Japan. They're putting one in LA and Orlando as well. And then they said Singapore, I believe, is the other one.
LA won't be good. There's not enough room.
Yeah, Singapore is the one that's going to be in Asia. So here's the thing. This is why I said everything that's on there looks dope. The castle that you can go inside, and then they
Peach's
have
Castle.
they have like little boxes that you can put your wristband up if you want to get the large box or the small box, and then you'll get a random prize that'll go onto your app as well. So like either a whole bunch of coins or something like that. They didn't really tell me what the coins are for. Like, what are you using them?
Obviously, to escape the park, you need at least 1 million coins
That's terrible.
to
Terrible.
be allowed to live.
But they got the Mario Kart. I know they showed pictures of that, which that looks just freaking sick. To be able to race. And then did you see that the Mario Kart looks like it has AR technology on there?
Oh, son of a bitch. That's dope.
Yeah. I think it's like you could throw items at people too, kind of like in the games.
And it'll affect their car. Like in
Does it stall the car out?
So I don't
I
know.
think
They
so.
didn't show
Do I
any
get
of
thrown
that.
into a spin just all of a sudden?
I would be throwing bananas all day long.
It
boy.
looks dope. Like if you can do stuff like that,
Fucking
yeah,
cool, man.
I would be so hyped. So this was the thing I was talking about, Rachel. I like it. I like everything about it. My only concern is that it's too small, and there are going to be think about you waiting in a line to hit a block just to try to see if you can get some coins out of it.
I know. That's how Disneyland feels now, and it really fucking sucks. It's just I don't know. I miss like just being able to run around and be able to just like go up to something like at Disneyland, but now you have to wait in like long lines, and I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen here too. Like you're just gonna wait like 3 hours to say hi to Mario for 5 seconds.
Because it reminded me when we were in LA for Emma's birthday and Harry Potter World or whatever, and I was like, some of the things were cool that you can go around and do the wave your wand and something in the world will change or something like that, or move. But I remember when we were trying to do it at one station, and then a line started to form. And I'm like, I could just see that with all the little mini things that happened at Mario. I can see, because it's gonna be popular.
Yeah.
And
like I see so many people like replying to it, and they're like, "Oh my god, that's the first thing we're gonna do after this pandemic." And I'm like,
see, and I'm like, everybody and their mom's gonna be there. How am I gonna hit the block? How am I gonna get to the Koopa shells? How am I gonna do anything? Like, it's so and then I'm gonna want a Mario Kart. And not just once. Like, I'm not going to get in there and just be like, oh, yeah, now I'm done. I'm going to want to go multiple times.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
So how long is that line going to, am I going to have to wait for?
Well, I know, was it the go-karts or whatever at Disneyland? I think that's like, what, a 5-hour wait?
Oh, yeah, see.
Frick,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, hopefully with the bands, like, that you get for the park and everything, they could be like a fast pass and you could possibly skip lines, but even then, I feel like that's gonna be backed up with so many people wanting to go.
Yeah.
So Lost Sheep in chat was talking about me trying to stream when we were in LA and stuff like that. And I totally was going to, but that was one of those things where I was like, I wanted to kind of be more in the moment, you know, as opposed to, so like when we go to Mario World, I'll stream that. Like that's
that's gonna be a BYLO blog. Right
that'll be dope. And if I can find some way to stream while I'm on the Mario Kart thing going around, that'd be freaking
in first person.
That'd be epic. That would be.
So we, all of us can go except for Emma because she doesn't play Nintendo. So I'm like, you gotta play the games first if you want to come to the.
Dang.
Yeah, them is the rules.
That is the rules, actually. Yeah. You don't get a wristband or anything.
Yeah, and until she does, we'll just throw bananas at her. She won't get the wristband.
I like this plan. Throw blue shells at her.
What if they stopped her at the door and be like, I'm sorry, Xbox World is over there? Oh, I'm sorry. It's not built yet?
Oh, too bad.
Yeah.
Too bad. They just blow a little flute and the fucking Goomba comes and takes her out.
That's terrible. That'd be great. That'd be great. Make it happen, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Make it happen. We'll get you a list of people that don't.
So here's the thing, right? So this is Universal Studios, right?
Right now it's
in Tokyo.
So
correct?
It is. Yeah, it's Universal Studios Japan. Yeah.
Japan.
Yeah.
So, and they're talking about doing one in the U.S.
2 places, Orlando and L.A.
Yes.
Okay, so at the Universal Studios in L.A., they had the Simpsons World, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So now that Simpsons area, since Simpsons now belongs to Disney, do you think they'll replace it with this Mario Land? Or do you think they have, I mean, I imagine there's some contracts for like longevity and stuff.
I don't know.
Hey, so I wonder if they will slowly phase out that, you know, the crust, was it the Krusty Burger or whatever, and
the Krusty Burger and the Quickie Mart. Yeah. I remember all. Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna phase that out then, because it's not well, it was a Fox property.
I can see them doing that. I can see them phasing it out and putting in the Mario World. I mean, it'll fit right in the middle there.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be better because I don't know. I love The Simpsons when it first came out. Original Simpsons, perfect. Simpsons now, utter garbage. It's not good, and I feel like a lot of kids aren't really into it anyways. So
see, they could put that though in Disneyland.
Yeah, they could put in like, was it the California Adventure side? That'd be perfect for it.
Yeah, all over. They can basically everything that Universal's got in their park now. Disneyland can, you know, do it and probably do it better. To be honest,
I've never been to Disneyland, so
what?
Yeah, we told you that.
I don't remember. I black out this information because I can't comprehend it.
Wow, literally when we were in LA, I told you because the initial
I wasn't
thing.
Listening.
Wow, the initial thing was we were supposed to go to both.
Yeah.
We were.
But then we were this year we were actually supposed to go for like, was it the Disneyland like Halloween event that they have, and we were going to go in between mine and Emma's birthday, so it'd be like a joint birthday thing. But then pandemic.
Yeah.
So maybe next year or the year after.
There's a because like I remember there was a 90s night at Disneyland, and they had like Goof Troop, the Goofy movie people all out, and all the retro songs and everything were playing, and I was like, yeah, I want to go that night, whatever that is. But it was like a once a year event or something like that. I'm like, yeah, no, then I got to plan around going there because that's my favorite Disney movie, Goofy movie. So yeah. But I don't know. It just reminded me because we had a whole discussion while we were in line at the Harry Potter thing on how small the place was. In my opinion, I was like, this could be gigantic. You could make like a full blown 1-for-1 recreation of the entire island of Hogwarts, why not go that far?
I know, right? Like I would totally go there.
So
because like you can have like Hogwarts, the Diagon Alley, like
yeah,
Hogsmeade, all those places.
do the whole thing.
Get rid of it. Harry Potter's been canceled. Get rid of it. Scrap the whole thing. Scrap the whole thing.
But the thing the thing I'm talking about though is just like, why not expand it for like the Mario thing? Like, let's get instead of Mario thing, like why don't you just be Nintendo World? Or is Super Nintendo World? Is that what it's called? Or is it called Mario World? I think it's called Super Nintendo World.
Super Nintendo World, and then hopefully like they'll expand it even more. But like in Universal, I think they even have like a Pokemon section at like the one in Japan at least.
Oh, Rachel, you showed me a smaller version of the video because there's different wristwatches. He had the Mario one. There's a Luigi, a Peach, a Yoshi, a Toad, and they're all different colors.
They're color coordinated.
Oh my god, I get the Peach one.
That is dope.
My girl.
That is. I wonder how. See, I got to see how much. And the wristbands, they look sick too. They look awesome. Extremely sick. Yeah, like if they broke it up. I'm looking at chat right now. Butch said, "Can you imagine a Nintendo World with Metroid and Star Fox attractions?" If you got a little ride to where you're going around the galaxy in a Star Fox's ship or whatever.
Yeah, like Space Mountain, but Star Fox, and they do like a little barrel roll. Yes.
That would be sick.
You just do the same thing with like the Mario Kart, right? Similar, but you just make them all Star Fox ships. And then just put it in like a black room with like space star themes everywhere. And you just make people find each other and shoot each other with the AR.
Oh my god.
Well, not a AR, but you know what I mean.
Like laser tag, like laser tag / bumper cars. But
that would be amazing.
Oh, that would be kind of dope too.
That
like
would be
if
really
everything
cool.
was just pitch black and then just like your ships are illuminated.
You just see like stars like on the ceiling and on the ground, so it's like you're floating. Oh my god, I would be so about that. I used to be obsessed with bumper cars, so
yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, do it all.
And Nintendo could go all over the place. They got a lot of properties they can touch on as well. So like even if they had one part of the
Animal
park,
Crossing.
see,
Animal
they
Crossing
can go
world.
Animal Crossing world.
Yeah.
You'd never leave though, Rachel.
I wouldn't.
You'd never leave.
I live there.
Mainly because you'd be in debt to Tom, and
I'm okay with this.
he's like, you thought you were leaving the park before you paid my money? No, sorry.
He throws her a Princess Peach outfit. Wear this now. Work that money off.
Said you work for me now.
You work. For
You know
me.
what? I would gladly accept that. I'd be like, all right, guys, see ya. I'm staying here.
But something like that. Like with all the different attractions and everything that would be there, would be big enough to have a bunch of people get those type of experiences, and it wouldn't feel overcrowded and big if they just flooded with all their properties. A little Metroid area, a Legend of Zelda area.
There's a shit ton of people, man.
Dude, a Donkey Kong like country section.
Yep.
And he just throws barrels at you.
Jungle themed. Like
no, that'd actually be cool.
It'd be ridiculous.
Like Lost Sheep in chat, you can have a Hyrule Castle. Just that'd be sick. So when I went to E3 3 years ago or something like that, last time I went to E3, they took out a whole section of the convention center and transformed it into Hyrule. And
wait, really?
Yeah. Sick. And that line to play Breath of the Wild. And that line was like wrapped around the convention, but like when you got inside there, you were in Hyrule. I was like, that's how you do it though. Like you present stuff like, so I'm like, if they can do that on a small scale inside of the convention center in LA, think about what they could do for a theme park. Like Nintendo, so cool. Nintendo could be raking up the dough.
So
hire us, Nintendo, hire us.
I'll design it for you. If you need some designs, that's for sure. I can help you out with that one. Because like I said, I always say Mario is the most recognizable face figure for video games. Even if you've never played a Mario game, you can look at that face and be like, oh, I know who that is. He's like Mickey Mouse. He's like...
Yeah, that's Mario.
Yeah.
Mario.
Mario Brothers.
So yeah,
And then the crazy part is you can rope in Pokemon
you
with
could,
this
Yeah.
whole place.
you
Like
could,
that's the thing. It's like Nintendo Pokemon. It goes hand in hand.
you can have a Safari Zone right in the middle of somewhere.
Oh my god.
Good
And
Lord.
you could adopt like
Like
You don't even
Safari
need-
Zone, and you could adopt a plushie of your Pokemon.
Rachel was getting overwhelmed by just the
you
thought,
don't
and that's
even-
not even.
You don't even
it's-
need Universal.
It's not even real.
It's
I
not
need it.
even real. Yeah, no, the Safari Zone would be just like a Build-A-Bear type of thing, where you go in and you
Oh my
leave with
God,
your
that'd be sick.
plushie
And it comes out
Pokemon.
in an egg and it hatches.
Okay, Crybaby coming out.
That's
Okay,
terrible.
Crybaby coming out.
That's terrible.
Could you imagine though? Like, what everyone's different. So the
Yeah,
Pokemon
no.
you get,
Yeah.
it has 4 random moves just on the tag, so it
Yeah.
tells you like, "Hey,
That-
this one, blah blah blah." You
Yeah.
name it what you want.
You
It
make-
has Lear.
Everything is. I know. If yours,
Fuck.
that'd be terrible.
What if, like, instead of a birth certificate too, you get like a little custom Pokemon card of your Pokemon?
That'd be crazy. That'd
That'd
be very difficult to do for the amount of people that would show up. Like on
No,
the
you print it
Yeah.
out right there. Yeah.
Yeah, they just
Little
they
card
do that with
printer.
like you remember those Yu-Gi-Oh cards that would just print real quick
from the
that
video game machine.
from the little,
Yeah, I do.
arcade game?
I
Dude,
do.
it'd be easy for them
I
to do that
do.
with Pokemon
Yeah.
cards.
You would,
Brilliant ideas. Here we are.
you would have to have like a Pokemon person
Bro,
like
it's
on the
literally just
side,
a
like
program.
refilling.
You could dress up as Professor Oak.
Oh, wow.
Scan the barcode, it pulls up the Pokemon, boom, prints it out, and just make it like 4 different poses for each Pokemon. You're
You could have
good.
like a million people dressed up as Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny just walking around, and have Team Rocket.
I mean,
and the
they
air
could too,
balloon.
yeah, because they're all supposed to be like twins
Yeah.
or something like that, or they're all
Yeah.
cousins or
Get
something.
a real horse, set it on fire, let it be a ponytail.
Terrible.
We're all good. It works.
No, too far, Stephen.
That's terrible.
Is that the line, Rachel?
That's
Is
the
that
line.
okay?
That no, but like legit, Nintendo could make its own universal type of theme park with all those different attractions,
Dude,
and they would get people to go. They would
Yeah.
hands down get people to
telling
go.
I mean, I'm just crying thinking about it right now. So
like you can have a monorail system, right? That just
Mhm.
like ferries people around the thing, and just be like, oh yeah, this is a like a Lugia or whatever, and it just uses Fly to take you where you need to go, and it's just a monorail system that drops you off in different parts of the park. It'd be great.
Yeah, no,
it'd be
That's Pokemon Land
I
inside
like
of
this.
Nintendo Land.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if it'll ever happen because I don't know if Nintendo has that type of slush fund like Disneyland or Universal
Oh.
does and stuff like that.
They
but-
totally do. Pokemon, yeah, they 100% do.
Yeah, no, I mean they're very wealthy, but like, are they wealthy enough to start their own thing? Maybe this is their first foot into it, actually. Though
They have airplanes over there that have Pikachu on it.
Let's put it this way: are they
Yeah.
smart enough to hire us so we can come up with the ideas
that
for
is
this?
true.
Shit?
That is
Because
true.
we just made all those theme parks
Yeah,
for free right there.
Yeah, and
you're welcome, Nintendo.
now when we see it out there, you can be like, "That was my idea. That was my
I
idea.
did that.
I
Yeah.
did that." I don't know. We'll have to see. I can't wait till it opens. 2021. It'll have its first opening in Japan, and then I think later in the year it'll be opening in Orlando and LA. So
What are like it's a good time now to actually be building these parks because most of the parks are closed,
yeah,
so you could just all out construction. I mean, as long as you do it safely, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah. No, they can go full steam and just like every day that they're going, they're just building because they could just be like, it'll
Yeah.
build or it'll be up by 2022 type of thing. Like, oh, that's what we have. We have a whole year to work because the park is either all the way closed down or it's
like partially,
partially closed. Yeah. Like only a limited amount of people. So
I just expect for like all like amusement parks and everything, like after this whole year, for every single ride to be like fine-tuned like to perfection, like no breakdowns whatsoever. Like they better be testing that stuff while like they're gone. So that way, like when we come back, everything will be good.
They probably will. Like, that job will be fun for the person. Just like, all right, you got to test it. We just tuned it up. Now test it before we let everybody else into the park. Like, yeah, sure. I'll get right on that. Let me do that. And then,
Test dummy.
and they just riding rides all day. So,
Yeah, that's dope. Until it malfunctions and throws you off the fucking
A roller coaster tycoon
40-foot drop, and then your understudy takes your position.
So from Mario World, or excuse me, Nintendo World, now we're gonna move into spoiler world, everybody. So today was the season finale of season 2 of The Mandalorian. And if you guys do not, and I repeat, if you do not want to hear any spoilers for Mandalorian, because we're going to go full into spoiler territory, everybody, you might want to, I don't know.
You might want to stop the podcast, go watch it.
Yeah, stop the podcast or mute us or something.
Come back.
I don't know how long we're going to talk about it because we're like almost an hour into stuff, and we were just talking about Nintendo. And I'm not putting restrictions on us. We're going as far as as long as we want. But I'm just saying we'd spend some time on a subject. So
it's tangents,
Yeah, it's tangents. It's the last episode of the year, everybody. So it is what it is. But season 2, and we're going to start now. All right, just for the podcast listeners.
Are they gone?
And people on Twitch will be like, hey, we're done. Like, do some sort of hand motion.
Yeah. If you guys are muting us, we'll do something. But Mandalorian season 2, everybody, final episode. The baby is captured by Moff Gideon. Yeah, and you got Boba Fett. You got the Mando. You got what's her name?
Cara Dune.
Yeah.
Cara Dune. You got Bo-Katan and like her Mando sidekick.
What was her name? I know her. She has a name. It's probably in the credits.
I don't.
She's so dope though.
But she is a wrestler, Sasha Banks.
Oh really?
Yeah, she's a wrestler. Yeah.
Nice.
She's in WWE. I think she's still in there.
Nice.
So I watched it like right when I got home. I was trying to watch it at work, but I couldn't. But when it was the fight between her and Boba Fett with Sasha Banks and Boba Fett, and they like both shoot their flamethrowers at each other, I was like, "This is the sickest thing I've seen in this episode so far." And I was like,
"It was really good. It was a good fight."
How is nobody else burning from this? Like that fire doesn't just stop.
It's concentrated fire, man. It's concentrated fire.
It goes out and it will explode out.
We also got a gigantic confirmation that Boba Fett is not a Mandalorian, everybody. So if you were still on the fence...
I feel like we always had that confirmation.
I feel like people were on the fence. No, I feel like there were some people out there,
Yeah, 2 episodes ago, you could have thought that he was, because they said, this is my father's armor, blah, blah, blah. He's Mandalorian.
Everybody knows, but like... Everybody's seen the prequels and they've seen Clone Wars, or if they read even like any of the Boba Fett books, like they know that he was never a Mandalorian.
Well, the books are legend. They don't count anymore.
And so count them. Pluto is still a planet. Star Wars books are still legit.
But like Steven was saying a couple of episodes ago, when he showed his like family lineage with the suit, his father, quote unquote father, is...
it is his father.
If
and his father is a Mandalorian.
If you think about it,
they're all then
donate DNA, and that's pretty much what...
he like adopted him.
What did she call him? Because
she called him a clone.
The Mandalorian. No, but she called him something else though. The sidekick girl. She wasn't a sidekick, but like the wrestler girl, she called him something else.
I don't remember
though. But if you thought back 2 episodes ago when he was showing like his lineage, like my dad fought on Mandalore during the Mandalore War or something like that, then you could be like, okay, your father's a Mandalorian. Kind of makes you. Your dad's Irish. You're Irish, right? It's not like
you are him.
yeah.
If he's a clone, yes.
Well, I mean, I think it's like
him.
I mean, like my ancestry is Irish, but I wouldn't consider myself like actually Irish because I wasn't born in Ireland. I'm not part of that culture, but my ancestry is part of it.
So, but
It's
okay,
like him. His ancestry is Mandalorian because that's in his blood.
I see that part. No, I don't think his dad's is in his blood. I think his dad was a foundling, wasn't he?
No, his dad was a Mandalorian.
No, he said it was a foundling.
Yeah, he fought on Mandalore.
He's like Din Djarin.
Yeah, he's a foundling. Yeah,
I thought Jango Fett was a Mandalorian.
No, he fought. We're gonna have to do some. Chat is even saying Jango was a foundling. Yeah, he fought, but he did fight on Mandalore. He fought with them during the wars.
I mean, in all essence, he is a Mandalorian because he took the oath.
Yeah,
was raised by Mandalorian. Okay, yeah. He's just not purebred. He's not Bo-Katan.
So I mean, I guess you could say it's more like Mandalorian. Being Mandalorian isn't really just blood. It's like because if you're a foundling, you can be from anywhere. In the universe and if they find you and make you a Mandalorian, you're a Mandalorian type of situation. So that's how it's
just like a adoptive thing,
Yeah. So,
but I think with like Boba Fett, it's different because he wasn't even like a foundling either. He was just raised as a foundling son. So he did get a lot of training, but he got more of like the clone trooper training.
I mean,
did he get the clone trooper? Did he get the clone trooper training, or did he get training from his father for a little bit?
He got training from his father, and then I think like for a bit in the Clone Wars cartoon, he snuck into like the clone trooper training and was doing that for a little bit, and then he went off with a whole bunch of bounty hunters.
That's right, because he has in the Clone Wars. Because I looked up a video on him, I didn't ever got to watch it. He was rolling with some that one lady.
I forgot her name, but she's like bald. Right? Yeah, she's bald with like a little ponytail, and she's like white.
And when he went to sneak in and be like a clone with them, that's when like she came back and he sacrificed the rest of those clones, didn't he? Like he killed them, basically. Like he left them on that ship to drift off into space with no supplies, and I believe they assumed they all died.
I think they were rescued later on by like Jedi
in the books.
No, in the cartoon.
Oh, okay. I didn't see. Like I said, I just saw like a timeline on YouTube of his. His.
But he totally just left them. Yeah.
What a traitor.
Yeah. Like Snoke in the chat said, he left them, but they were rescued, and I think they were rescued probably by like Obi-Wan or somebody.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay. So he's got a little mixture of both. I mean, I would have always been fine with him not being a Mandalorian. Like that's fine. He just has the armor. I never would want him to be like part ways with it though. Being like to me, like that's him. That's his, armor. That's,
I actually thought it was like really interesting. Sorry to interrupt you, Steven.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
But like before he got his armor back from, I honestly forget the main guy's name. Like, did they just call him the Mandalorian? Like, did he actually have a name?
He had a name.
Well, you talking about the guy
the one with the main.
No.
The main.
The man.
Din Djarin.
Yeah.
His name's Din Djarin or Din.
Oh, I just call him Mando. So I'm like, he doesn't have a real name. He's just Mando. Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, like before he got his armor back from whatever his name is, Mando, he went no armor whatsoever, and I thought that was like really interesting. Like he would rather go no armor at all if he doesn't have his Mandalorian armor, and I think that just shows how badass Boba Fett is as a character too.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I'm wondering is like, what was he doing the whole time? It's not like that armor was lost, really. Like he found it on the same place that it kind of just was, wasn't it?
Yeah, because goddamn, what's the planet?
Tatooine.
Right? Yeah, Tatooine still, right? Yeah, that's where they were. That's where he got ate.
It was
Thanks. No, I don't think they were on Tatooine.
No. I thought they were on
It was on the planet. It was on the planet with Jabba the Hutt, and it's sandy. There's too many planets.
Chad, I know you know it. We're definitely not the
Honestly, we're gonna make so many Star Wars fans really angry, and I apologize, man.
They're gonna be like, for the love of God, they were on
It was Ratatouille.
All right, it was Ratatouille. They were on Ratatouille.
Like how My question is like, how far? Because like honestly, like I feel like the Mandalorian show isn't too long after like the third movie, or
It's 5 years. I believe it's 5 years.
5 years. Yeah, so I mean, he's probably looking for it for 5 years. He's probably like in recovery because he saw like Boba Fett was like covered in scars and everything.
I guess.
So
Okay.
he's probably busy just doing other stuff.
He should have had well, he seemed like he
Well,
gained
maybe he did have his armor for a bit too, and then it just got stolen, or he had to, for some reason,
I
pawn it
watched
off.
I
I don't
watched
think he
a
would, but
I watched a video and they were like talking about what they think his like progression went, because he was like in the movies, the original trilogy, he was like this bounty hunter to be feared. Everybody should fear him because he's, the best. And so his armor is all fucking beat up and stuff from all the battles he's been in.
Mhm.
And then he gets bested by a Jedi, falls basically left for dead, escaped, and he's just on he's on Tatooine without his armor for some reason. We don't know how he lost it.
by getting eaten.
But he escaped. You know what I mean? Like he escaped.
He probably
he
had
was wearing it.
to ditch the armor to get out. So he probably crawled out butt naked out of the Sarlacc's mouth.
Sliced up. I imagine he got robbed.
But I mean, like, yeah, it was like something like I think like he was like forced to part ways with it. But I mean, like at the tail end of the episode, there was like that end credit scene, and they were like, it was basically a promo for a book, which I thought was pretty cool because usually it's always a promo for a movie or like a spin-off series, but they actually did a promo for a book. It's all about Boba Fett. It's probably like a new one where they explain like what happened to him in those 5 years leading up to this point.
Is it a book or is it a series?
Just called the Book of Boba.
Yeah, I thought it was just called the Book of Boba Fett.
I mean, it feels weird that they would, I don't know, name its show the Book of Boba Fett.
On this Wikipedia, it says the Book of Boba Fett is an upcoming television project focusing on the character Boba Fett.
Really?
It is first.
Why would they name it the book?
I mean,
because Avatar did that too.
Yeah, Avatar did the same thing.
Book 1, chapter.
That's different. That's different. They didn't name the show the book the Avatar. And I'm like, that's no.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was. It's an actual book.
It's Star Wars, the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, they don't want people reading.
That's too many words.
It's probably his journey, just like realizing that he's more than just his armor.
It'll be interesting to see where they take the character. Honestly, I don't know where the character would go from there. Like,
I think he's just gonna go back to being this fucking badass, ruthless like ruler.
I guarantee you. Oh, go ahead.
It shows like he kind of like took over the throne that Jabba the Hutt had. So I feel like he's going to be part of like the whole like hierarchy with the Hutts because they're kind of like the space mafia. Maybe he'll be part of that now.
He's gonna die at the end of it, and they're gonna give his armor to somebody else. It's gonna be a brand new
sniper lady.
Yeah, it's gonna be a brand new Boba basically. The torch is gonna be passed.
But we jumped way ahead because
we jumped way ahead.
Boba Fett stuff is like at the end, but I mean it is
okay. It's not directly tied. I mean, like it's tied to the story, but not the main plot. So it's okay. We're just talking about Boba right now.
Yeah, he's actually more exciting in this show than he was in the movies.
Oh, he's a background
100%.
Character in the movie.
Hands down. Like
he was a background character that they created lore for.
Yeah, like he was just the armor in the movie. That's what his character was. This guy in his cool armor has a flamethrower and a rocket. In this show, it's like he has like more dynamic. He came in, you actually got to see him do more than like 2 moves. He was actually whooping ass. He's a badass pilot and all this other cool shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they just like the little that they showed, it was a lot more.
It had like way more of an impact for sure.
So
because like I was just gonna say like because I feel like Clone Wars they took a lot of characters and they really built up a lot of like background for it. I mean like it went on for like 6-7 seasons or something like that. So there was like a lot to like build up, and they had Boba Fett as a kid throughout it like consistently. I feel like, and
he was pretty much just hell bent on trying to kill Samuel Jackson, basically, wasn't it? Like in the beginning of his stuff.
No, Obi-Wan.
I thought he was trying to kill Sam Jackson because Sam Jackson killed his dad.
No, Obi-Wan killed his dad.
didn't. It was
What?
Right?
Where do you think you are right now?
I swear, I thought it was Obi-Wan.
No.
You're thinking of Darth Maul Obi-Wan's rivalry.
No, I was thinking of for some reason, I was thinking of the battle that Obi-Wan and Jango Fett had on the clone planet when where they were making all the clones. For some reason, I felt like he killed him at that point.
No,
But
they
yeah,
escaped. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
he
was,
escaped.
it's
My bad.
part of that really good fight with all them Jedis. Was it
I felt he went out too easy.
Oh,
Jango?
yeah.
Jango, yeah, dude. It
Oh,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
1 second. He
Yeah,
like
no,
literally.
they did the same thing with Boba Fett too.
It was whack to me. I remember seeing that for the first time. I was like, this cool character. I like Sam Jackson, whatever. And Mace Windu is definitely my favorite Jedi. But like,
He's pretty awesome.
they could have made a better fight than just like he just
Mace-
slashes one time and he's dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, Mace Windu's like a really powerful Jedi.
I
on
get it.
He's on the council. Like he's more than just he's a badass motherfucker. That's who he is.
Terrible.
And
I feel
it's Mace Windu.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we forget how powerful like the Jedi are because we were always like seeing all the Star Wars stories through the point of, like the Jedi's eyes. Mandalorian is like the first time where I felt like, oh shit, the Jedi are really awesome. Like I always think they're awesome, but like they're really badass. They could take on a full army because you saw like Ahsoka in that one episode, and then this episode too. I don't want to say it until we get there, but
she was pretty dope when they showed Ahsoka. That was a good good episode as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the gang got all back together. You got basically 3 Mandalorians and a Jango Fett that were going after the kid. Moff Gideon had him locked away on a ship, and they came up with a pretty cool plan to get onto the ship.
Yeah,
So-
it was good. You had them pretend to be the Empire ship,
Mm-hmm.
and they're being chased by Boba Fett. Boba Fett, and he's shooting at them but missing on purpose. And they just kind of crash land into the Star Destroyer or whatever, and then they send in the women.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Fuck
badass
shit
woman.
up.
Yeah,
Like,
they obliterated everybody.
Like, give me that show.
Yeah.
That was hot.
So terrible.
I was like, step on me.
That's terrible.
Step on me, Bo-Katan.
There was some dope. Yeah, they had a pretty dope shootout on that one as well. When they were crossing the bridge, and then the 2 Mandalorians jumped off the side, and then they popped back up and just started blasting everybody. That was sick.
That was really good.
So after all the fighting goes through, and they make it towards the ship deck or whatever, and they take out everybody there where they think Moff Gideon is going to be. He's not there. He's at the
He's in the cell with
he's in the cell with the child. What's his name again?
Grogu.
Yeah. And he's got the darksaber.
And but that's after
the fight between
after the dark soldiers.
The dark troopers.
Dark troopers. Yeah.
Yeah, those things are insane. Did you notice that they actually look a lot like Darth Vader, like their helmet?
I did not. I just thought they were just like robot looking.
It reminded me of Real Steel.
Oh my god, that
Real
terrible!
Steel,
Yes,
no, I have no idea what you're talking about.
You never seen that movie, Real Steel?
It's not a good.
No.
You don't need to see that movie.
It's
Aaron,
Rocky with robots. It's not bad. It's pretty.
I've never seen Rocky.
No, Rocky you could probably pass too. Actually, I mean it's a good movie, but
you're insane.
You could probably pass.
I apologize.
But anyway, it reminded me of that robot Zeus in there.
So they're strong. I mean, they're not like Beskar armor, but they can reflect fire, direct fire, because he was blasting the mess out of one and nothing was happening.
Bouncing.
Yeah, it was just pinging off. And I like how they set that up where he struggled to fight the one. So it's like,
he got his ass whooped. He kept getting punched in the helmet.
I was like, thank God his helmet was made out of Beskar, or else he would just be dead.
So
I was waiting for it to just start like getting crushed a little bit.
Nah,
It's
man.
like
I thought it was
up.
too when he was punching him against the wall. I
It's
thought
he was
basically
just
like
going back, like
it's like the Star Wars adamantium Wolverine.
yeah, but
pretty much.
Yeah.
but in the comic
But
books when the Hulk punches Wolverine in the head so much it knocks his brain into the adamantium and it just turns it into mush. So
Oh shit!
he could have had the same situation going on
Yeah,
if that happened.
it's a concussion. I mean,
Yeah,
football
it's a
players-
concussion. Thank you. So when
It's
he was
true.
getting pounded in the head, I was like, he's not taking that unless the metal like absorbs shock or something like that
it's
as well.
like, some
Foam
cushion
padding,
banging out.
just
Yeah.
all over. Nah, he's taking his brain is getting frecked up.
I'm like, he's
Yeah.
gonna forget
Got a little
Grogu's
scrambled.
name by the time he's done. But he knocked them all out of the ship. That was dope. He was able to kill one of them.
Yeah, with that Bizcar spear.
With that spear, yeah.
Yeah.
He actually knew how to use that shit, which is dope.
There's probably some type of training they go through.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you gotta start from the bottom, basic weapons before you can go into blasters.
So then when he gets to Moff Gideon and who's holding the sword up against the kid, they have their scuffle, which I knew he wasn't gonna just be like,
yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna say though, that actor, his acting is so fucking good because when he was talking, I was like, there's no way Gideon's gonna do that. But because he was trying to like let his guard down and everything, be like, yeah, you could just have the child. I almost started to believe him. I was like, this feels weird, doesn't feel right, but he seems pretty genuine for some reason.
see, you would
I
have
got
caught
fooled.
you would have caught a
Giancarlo
lightsaber to the back. You would
I would
have.
have.
He's a good actor. That's
he's
why
a
you're
very
gonna
good
see
actor.
him in a
Okay.
bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Good. I want to see him in more things.
Go play
Yeah.
Far Cry
Far Cry 6.
6. Yeah, he's gonna be the
Yeah.
main villain in that. So
I
And
know
Gonna be good probably in that shit. So
I've never actually played that game, but I saw he was in it. And I was like, you know what? I might actually try this one out.
I wonder if they're gonna do the thing like they did with the other Far Cries, where you can actually just beat the game in the beginning of it.
I'm pretty
If
sure
something
they'll do some shit
happens,
like that.
yeah, I think that'd be dope. But so the dark lightsaber is the big thing that I kind of wanted to talk about too, because we know that Mando gets it eventually, and he takes Grogu back to the deck of the ship.
Well, he beats
Yeah.
Moff Gideon, and
So
and
That
then,
fight was so good. That was
Yeah,
like
it
probably one of my
was.
favorite like choreographed like fights I've had in the show.
yeah, that it was good too, because he was blocking with all the arm
This guy.
pads and stuff.
The best
Yeah,
guy. There's like Wonder Woman cuffs over here blocking his every move.
it was sick. Yeah, none
It
of
was
that.
great.
But
And then you can see like the panic in Gideon's face. He's like, this is supposed to cut through anything. Why is this not working against him?
so
his armor is straight up pure Bizcar.
did
Mhm.
you watch all of the Clone Wars, Rachel?
I haven't seen the last season, which is basically what right before Order 66.
Because I was trying to see, I thought I saw somewhere online that Bo-Katan had the dark saber at the end of that. So does that
she
mean
did.
she got beat sometime? Or
Yes.
By Darth Maul, I think, right? 'Cause
But I
I
thought
don't
she
think by
got-
Darth Maul. I think it was actually. I don't think they actually showed that in the Clone Wars that it was taken from her. Also, I haven't watched it in a while, so it's been a bit. But I think it was probably Gideon that actually took it from her, like himself, when they actually like conquered Mandalore.
So then I wonder if they're going to do like a flashback to where she lost it in the battle. Because like if you have to lose it by combat,
Yeah.
then like it's there's got to be a fight between those two for him to have it, unless he just stole it.
It's like they say though. It's like you earn it, and you have to. So the fight, it's all about that story. It's like, how did you get this sword? Because whoever has this sword or the saber basically has control over it. So you want that story of like, yeah, I had to beat this bad guy. I was the one that defeated him in battle. So people will follow you, because I think it was like the person who had it, the blade originally
Mhm.
united all the
The
Mandalorian
Mandalorians. Yeah.
tribes, clans.
It's
then-
1,000% just Space King Arthur with Excalibur. That's it.
That's actually, I never even thought about that. That is brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty
and-
much it. Yeah,
Yeah, and like, after like was it the Empire, they took over Mandalore and everything. So I'm pretty sure that's like when they had that big huge war and the Empire won and like Mandalore was like all the Mandalorians were like forced to leave their home. I think that's when he got the sword from her.
J-Lap in chat just
Right?
threw down a gigantic wiki lore about it. Yeah, I knew about the first Mandalorian that was accepted into the Jedi Order, and he's the one that made it and everything like that. And then whenever that all fell down, the Mandalorian went through and actually got the sword back, and now it's whoever owns the sword runs runs all the clans and stuff like that. But I understand the story thing, like, oh yeah, you gotta have some type of tale to how you got it and stuff, but like he literally is just handing it to you to be like, because what are you gonna do?
But that's the thing with Mandalorians, like they were like,
They're
especially
warriors.
Bo-Katan, they're weird. They are weird, but they're like, what is it? They're just like really, really like a military fighting. They're basically like, you know, Klingons in Star Trek where they're like all about battle and honor and things like that. That's exactly what
They're
Mandalorians
straight
are.
up warriors. Like this is
Yeah.
their thing. It's
And
no different from a Viking or you know what I mean. Like,
But he's Mandalorian, right? He's a Mandalorian, right?
he's a foundling, and she has to fight him for it, or else it's just like not honorable to her, and it's just like its whole pride type of thing.
But
And she wants to conquer back Mandalorian for how Mandalorian was like originally was.
The weird thing is, didn't she first get it by somebody giving it to her?
I don't
From
know.
Rebels? Like somebody gave it to her.
I think didn't she get it in Clone Wars, not Rebels?
I thought it was Rebels. I haven't seen the shows. I just watched a video on something, but I thought they said Rebels. I could be wrong. But anyway, like
I need a refresher on that, to be honest.
Gave it to her because I remember seeing like a like one of the characters like kind of like presenting it to her, like, here, take this, and then she takes it and kind of unites her group. But I think that was the first time she had the saber.
Yeah. I know, what was it, the actual like Mandalorian like Empress or something like that was like in love with Obi-Wan. I know she had it for a bit, and I forget how she lost it, and I think that's where Bo-Katan got it from. It's from her.
Was it Sabine Wren that gave it to her, to Bo-Katan?
Does she have like purple hair?
Yeah.
Have you seen a picture of her?
Yeah.
I think so.
Sabine, yeah, she's another Mandalorian person. She's from Rebels, yeah. So maybe she did get it in Rebels. I haven't seen anything in Rebels, so I need to catch up on that too.
Well, one way or another. So the thing I was just basically saying is just like,
this is spoiler talk, Squigs. Sorry,
yeah, it's full blown. It's written in our description and everything. He should have known.
Yeah. So again, you might want to leave if you have not caught up with Mandalorian.
But the thing, I'm like, the only people who are there, I understand there's at least one other Mandalorian there. And both of them partner. But I know, but I'm saying, but both of them know that he doesn't want it. So regardless of how, like, if they even fought, he's gonna throw the fight or something. Exactly. He's not gonna fight the whole way. So regardless of what she thinks, like, that she can't really get it to be honorable from him in the way that she wants to get it that way. So
exactly, it's a pride thing. That's what it comes down to.
I mean, if you really want to unite Mandalore and put it back up on the map and everything like that, it's time to put the pride aside. That's what I feel.
I feel like now, because of that and everything, and because of the way the show ended, that's probably going to be like what next season is about, is them like taking back Mandalore.
So Squiggles just said in chat, remember the time that Sabine just handed Bo-Katan the Darksaber in Rebels? But all of a sudden, Din Djarin can't do the same. So that's what I thought. Yeah, I think I saw that. I think I saw that is what I was, and that's how she got it back. Because Sabine was like, "You're the one that can that should rule Mandalore," and she gave her the Darksaber. So
in front of like a whole crew of people, like,
in front of a crew of Mandalorian. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like,
okay, yeah, that's super fishy then. Like, what the hell?
I don't. Why? Yeah,
I mean, like, did like Bo-Katan like actually was it fight the person and they lost the saber and Sabine just picked it up and handed it
So
to her?
I think, and Squiggles, you can correct me if I'm wrong, and somebody probably will. I thought Darth Maul had it, and Sabine Wren is the one that beat him to get it. That's what I think, because I'm not sure, but I could have swore that was how it went. But I mean,
I feel like because JLab mentioned in chat, Rebels was just making it up as they went. I feel like they were a little bit more like loose with like, I don't know, the story and the plots and everything. They kind of like, I'm not saying it's bad anyway. I saw a few episodes and I feel like it's pretty good, but I feel like they were just kind of like winging it as they went, you know?
I mean, but still, you can kind of still tie it together, though. You can still kind of tie it together, and it literally is just up to them doing their research on what has come before them. Like with comic book characters or comic book writers, they do that. They have to do that all the time. Like if you get chosen to write a comic book and you want to write for Batman, you better read up on the lore and see, where if you get written to write for the main universe of that comic book, you got to know the lore so you don't just make up some stuff that.
But it's kind of weird because Dave Filoni, he's the one that was like, I think, a part of that episode too, and he's the one that made Clone Wars, and I think he's also the one that oversaw Rebels. He's like the creator of Ahsoka, so he should have known that lore, or he should have like not had that big huge plot device like added in that he already like retconned before.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a small oversight. And what sucks to me is I feel like that story just left, like it just dropped, because as soon as everything got kind of quieted down. We got the kid back in our possession. We got the dark saber. Then you get the robots. They come back in play, and they're pounding their way, trying to get in through the door, the blast door, and everything. So everybody's preparing to
die, essentially.
Pretty much, go out fighting or something.
The last
Gideon was
stand.
Gideon was so smug. He like, you guys are all gonna be dead except for me, in your face.
Yeah, and then you get one TIE fighter coming in.
God,
no, it's an X-wing.
Or X-wing, excuse me.
We don't want to get attacked by
one X-wing. Yeah, the TIE fighters were the ones that were sent out before, but you get
I was screaming.
One X-wing come and land in, and you know who I honestly thought it was the first time, like no lie, because I was like, okay, it might be the Jedi guy, but you know who I wanted to be? I wanted to be that Asian dude. Yeah, I wanted to be that Asian dude that's been sprinkled in through this season.
I low-key thought it was almost him too, and I was like, what is one rebel guy gonna do?
I was like, he's gonna come through, he's not gonna know what's going on right now, and he's gonna be in trouble, but sure enough.
Can you imagine him fighting all the dark troopers? That would be awesome.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, and he's just so a badass commando.
And he's just wasting them left and right. Wasting them.
That's what the what is it? Republic Commandos or whatever.
That new Republic Rangers or something like that.
I'm so excited.
Stars just him.
Just him.
And he's just
Oh, sorry.
No. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was about to like jump ahead and be like, okay, so who'd you actually think once you saw him come out of the ship? Like, who would you think that was?
So I mean, we all knew it was a Jedi. I didn't think it was Luke, though. Or you know what?
I thought it was going to be Luke.
I just hoped it wasn't him. That was me.
Because I don't know, just because like the only Jedi that we know of that actually had like the Jedi training that would be alive at this time period was Luke and Ahsoka. They haven't mentioned like any other Jedi escaping besides, I guess, like Obi-Wan and Yoda, but they were dead at that point.
Well, I think. There are Jedi that are still around because I think Cal Kestis. I haven't finished the game.
Mm-hmm.
I could be totally wrong, but from
the Fallen
Order. Yeah, there's that guy, and there's also the main
that guy's still alive. I haven't finished the game, mind you. So
you think they would have reached into a video game and threw that guy into the actual? Actually, that would make a lot more sense in my opinion.
It's canonical.
What would have been cooler though is the kid from Rebels, like the main kid.
Because I thought he was gone though. like lost in deep space, and that's why Ahsoka was looking for him.
Was Ahsoka looking for him? I
So-
thought she was looking for that Admiral guy.
The last
She's
time,
looking
yeah,
for
the
the
last time the last thing I saw, and somebody again on here,
Ezra
got Admiral Thrawn, and
Mm-hmm.
basically went into like a deep space type of thing with his ship. Like he basically jettisoned himself away to get Thrawn out of the picture, like sacrificing
obviously,
himself.
I don't know shit, but
That's the last thing I saw
I
like
haven't seen any
on
of this.
YouTube. I don't know if that was the last thing for that show. But whenever she was looking for Thrawn in like 2 episodes ago, Ahsoka, I thought that's where they were trying to pick that back up with. Like
Well, that'd be
she's
cool
looking
for,
for
like, her
Ezra.
show.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
her whole thing
that-
is she's looking for Ezra.
yeah, and that would make sense because like Ezra, like he saved her and basically brought her like quote unquote kind of back to life in a way. So it'd be like really cool to like see her try to save him and bring him back.
Is Ezra the one that's voiced by Freddie Prinze Jr.?
No, that
No,
guy died.
Yeah, he was like his
well,
mentor.
spoilers. Thank you.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
you're
I
welcome.
haven't
It's
seen
been
it.
like 2-3
I've
years.
never seen it. I'm kind of making the
It's-
journey.
It's
all right?
too late, man.
Sorry.
You should have seen it. You should have
Yeah, I
seen
guess
it.
we had the
This is spoilers. Yeah.
Yeah, all
You
right.
should have muted us, man.
It's fine. It's fine.
But I wanted it to be like another Jedi. You know why? Because here's we're going into spoilers.
Kind of tired of Skywalkers.
No, I'm not.
I am.
I'm personally don't really. I don't get in that camp of I'm tired of the Skywalkers and seeing them. I'm tired of seeing prequel stuff. Yeah, that's centered around stuff that we know is going to happen. Like in my opinion, even though Mandalorian is a prequel to everything that happens, it's a whole different situation away from the big picture.
It's far
Yeah.
removed. From,
It's far removed to where you can get little sprinkles and little Easter eggs like we did today when Luke came on to the ship and everything like that, or Ahsoka dropped on. Like,
So I knew it was going to be Luke, like just in my head because I couldn't think of any other like Jedi. And then when I saw him fighting before he lifted up the hood, I saw that he had one glove, and I started like slapping Galen's arm. I'm like, oh my god, Luke!
like
I was crying.
that
4K crybaby.
terrible.
But I thought it was kind of weird that he was like CGI because he had like absolutely no emotions. He was very robot like,
He was very robot,
and that was off to me.
a lot of the budget went to getting that done.
Yeah, they should have just casted Sebastian Stan because they are identical, and I've heard rumors. It's 100% not confirmed. It could even be just like fans wishing it, but I heard that they were like in talks of him like taking over the role. So I'm hoping, especially since like obviously he's going to come back with Grogu, like they have Sebastian Stan, they have like a real person there.
So this is why I didn't want it to be Luke, though, because there's a comic book that explains what happened with Kylo Ren at the Jedi Temple and everything like that, and they introduce younglings or whatever at the Jedi Temple that were there when Kylo Ren was there, and then when they say that Kylo Ren destroyed that temple and everything, he killed the younglings. They all died.
He pulled an Anakin.
So that means if Luke went and picked up Grogu and took him back to train as a Jedi, and he wouldn't be an adult in that span of time, because like he's 50 now, so clearly they aged a lot differently. That means
Maybe he's old enough where he can actually talk and everything, because I feel like this point where the Mandalorian is, it's also a big time skip from Force Awakens, because they're like way older then.
Yeah, no, it's a definitely a time skip, but I feel like then he still would have been in that Jedi Academy, and I feel like then he died in that Jedi Academy.
Mandalorian. Or the Mando, he came and saved him, and he was there, and he was able to escape with Grogu.
Well, Grogu's already had some training.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
They kind of hinted at that, right? So, I mean, he might not need that much before he becomes a Padawan. So, if they jumped ahead, right, to where he's like can have a different mentor, somebody that's not giving him the basic training. I don't know.
I think they
I
have
don't
to
know how it
remove
works.
him. I feel they have to remove him. Maybe season 2 or something like that. But I feel they have to remove him from Luke's.
Yeah, he
But-
gets his basic training and then goes and becomes a bounty
Basic training.
hunter with Din Djarin. We're good.
Yeah, he become like how Mara Jade was like before they retconned the books and everything, where she was kind of like she was a bounty hunter turned Jedi and everything, and they could kind of do that with Grogu in a way.
I feel like they got to, because like he's a fan favorite, hands down already. So they got to figure out some way to I don't know, to retcon that or something. So like in chat, I just want to get the chat before it scrolls all the way down. So JLab was like, the movie said Kylo was one of Luke's first students and he killed all the students. And then Squiggles was like, Kylo Ren is 4 during The Mandalorian. That's right. But like, still, if you time jump, like we don't know how these Yoda kids age. The one that we see, Grogu, he's 50. So we have no idea how old he would be in the time jump. I mean, we know how old he would be technically, but like how mature or, developed as a, being during the time jump. So he could be like Groot, a teenager at this, stage, or who knows, maybe they do a quick, hyper jump and they're full adults when they're
speed maturity.
Exactly. So
because when did he try to kill Kylo? When he was older, right?
When he was like a teenager,
He was a teenager,
teenage
yeah.
angst.
Okay, so I mean, you got to think that had to be at least 10 years.
So he's 60.
So
right?
he's 60. He's not much older than he is now.
Yeah, Yoda was 900 years old when he died. Yeah, but okay, but we don't know when his quote unquote teens were. Like we're guessing off of, what we presume, to be where his teens would be.
I was just going to say, though, it makes sense that Luke would be the one that would be willing to take him, because for Ahsoka, she's like, I can't take him. He has too much anger. You also have to remember, like, the last time she really saw a Jedi was when she was battling or fighting Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, no, Anakin's dead, all this stuff. And then she's like, well, then I must defeat you. And so she saw like somebody who had like feelings and was a Jedi have those feelings take over and be angry. Where Luke, he saw Darth Vader redeem himself, and he knows even if you are angry and you do have emotions, you're not fully lost to a dark side. You can still be good. And so that's probably why he's like, yeah, no, Grogu, you're cool. I'll take you under my wing. And maybe he inspired the school after that. But before he actually made the school and had Kylo be one of his first students, Grogu went back to the Mando.
Well, hopefully he goes back.
I'm just going to hope for that.
I feel like Luke is more of like a gray Jedi.
For sure. But it's weird because with the whole thing with Kylo Ren, though, it's like that was just like a weird plot thing for Luke. It just seemed very out of character for him to do that to Kylo.
Yeah. I mean, but
wasn't that the second movie they did that?
Yeah, where they like showed what happened between the two, and it was just, I mean, the movies were all over the place. They had so many different like directors doing each one. I don't know.
Yeah, they should have definitely stuck with one director to do all three and just kept it at that. But so Luke comes on board. He snatches up Grogu. He's like, "Yeah, we're out of here. My CG face is a little tired."
Seriously.
And they like some Mass Effect Andromeda cutscenes.
That would have been horrible.
Oh my god!
But they just leave it there though. Like that's it. Because then after that, they just blanket. That's it.
They give you that sad like emotion like during the goodbye where he has Grogu and he's like he doesn't want to come unless he's looking for permission from you.
Off the helmet for Grogu,
and he took the fucking helmet off, and because that just shows you that
how
Grogu is so important to him. I feel like now it's kind of progressed to where this is a father and son type of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
This is his child. Like that is how protective he is of Grogu, and it's so much like character development from what we saw him with the first season, and then now he's just fucking. He wouldn't take his helmet off for anything.
Yeah,
he was gonna die before he took his helmet off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you saw
the droid.
Yeah, you would see him like sleeping and he still had the helmet on. When he
Yeah.
was eating, he would just like lift it up a little bit. He'd eat with the helmet on.
I really love that they showed that too. When they showed him
Yeah.
eating and just putting it under his
And just
helmet.
like-
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
that was one of my biggest questions is like, when do you eat then, bro? But okay. All right. You
He
just,
just got
Yeah.
suits and
Yeah.
strong.
Can you imagine like having acne with that helmet, never being able to wash your face though?
Oh, his face is greasy.
no,
as
that's why you
fuck.
keep it on.
Yeah.
That's exactly why you keep it on. So nobody sees that ever. Yeah.
How do you maintain your facial hair? You
Uh,
just shave with
No, well,
not
they
seeing?
take it off when nobody's around.
yeah. You shave it off when
So
nobody's
it's not
around.
like
yeah.
it's welded
That's
to
true.
his head.
I
So,
don't know,
like-
man. It could be the way how seriously he took it. He probably had it like always on,
No,
showering with it on, everything.
probably smells like head must.
Oh, it's like rank.
Yeah,
That Tatooine is a desert planet. That's
Yeah.
fucking that heat, all that sand getting everywhere. Ugh.
They literally could make
Nasty.
this season 1 and season 2 like a full video game and not really change anything at all, and
Oh,
just
no.
because they're all just like a bunch of side quests with an overarching story. So it fits freaking perfectly.
it'd be such. Yeah, I would super play that video game. Like I want to play Fallen Order, but I would play this. I want to
Oh,
play this
man.
more now.
If you made it like Fallen Order, where it's like the third person action type
Yeah.
game, oh my god, that'd actually be pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
Just make it a lot more, less glitchy and clippy stuff.
Yeah.
So-
It'd be good. It'd be good.
So it kind of goes to black, and then after the credits, we get our first Star Wars after credit scene for the Mandalorian, at least, where they show what's the character's name? What's her name? I can't remember the
I always forget her
Agent
name, but she was
Maze.
she was a
Fennec.
sniper chick.
Finnick.
Yeah, so they show Fennec busting through in Jabba's old spot, shooting all the guards, and
Releasing the Twi'lek.
releasing her.
Yeah.
Why are the Twi'leks always slaves?
Because they were taken over by the Empire.
Is that what
It
it
was
is?
that one that was a Jedi, and then she got blasted in the back.
She did
Alia
get blasted.
Sakura?
Yeah, she got
That didn't-
blasted all the
Yeah,
back.
he did her dirty.
Didn't sound too good.
And so
I mean, but it's accurate what happened.
It is very accurate. Yeah.
Yeah.
then we get Boba Fett walking down and taking the throne of
Jabba's throne.
Jabba. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I guess it just confirmed, or they went ahead and said, yeah, we're getting the Book of Boba.
Which is a show, not a book,
Which
apparently.
is a show and not a book.
I was
yeah.
tricked. I was like, oh, that's so cool. They're encouraging people to read.
No.
Make it a book instead.
No.
Nah, get that nerd
No, they
stuff
watch
out
it
of
on the
here.
streaming service.
Yep.
I was like, Emma will be so excited for this.
No. No. I really just was like, okay, whatever, on the Book of Boba thing. Like
Yeah,
I like
mean-
Boba Fett and all, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
wanna
I'm
see it
kinda-
for the other bounty hunter character. Like Finnick to me is cool. Like I like her character.
Mhm.
And then Ming Na is just fucking. She's fantastic.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
And pretty much everything she does. And so it's just another badass character for her to play. I really hope that they bring her in that storyline or whatever it's gonna be. And I just want to see, because he's gonna get some type of badass renegade crew. I hope to God they bring in Cobb Vanth, because it's the same planet.
Wait, Butch in chat, you didn't see the after credits? Wow.
All right, so whoever, if you haven't seen the episode yet, stay for the credits. There is an after credits scene.
Yes, always stay
Always
for
the
the
after
credits,
credits scene.
everybody. Always stay for the credits. You need the
Yeah.
after credits.
You literally have a
Sheesh.
fast forward button, buddy.
You do.
You
You
didn't have
really
to
do.
wait. Just fast forward a little bit.
And according oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I'm a little kind of disappointed with how they handled some characters in this season, just because I felt like they were just in there to promote a spin-off series. Like that's what it felt like this whole entire season. That's my only complaint. It's just everything was it that Rebel person talking to Cara Dune, spin-off for the Rebel Squadron show, Ahsoka, spin-off for the Ahsoka show.
Yep.
Just everything was just a spin-off this season, which was kind of a bummer, and it wasn't like a character was there solely for the plot. I don't know. Maybe that's just my complaint. I would actually rather see something totally new in the Star Wars universe that doesn't tie to anything that we really have seen before. And I actually sent you guys a TikTok about it. Did you guys ever see that Star Wars TikTok I sent you?
No, I didn't know we had
Wow.
one.
Wait, you're talking
I
about?
sent you in the Facebook
Okay,
chat.
no. I think I did see it. Is it the one that they were talking about that he wants to see a story where it's like a Sith person becoming in tune with the light type of
Yeah.
thing
Yeah,
instead
and
of a
it's like the
Jedi
Empire.
falling? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like all the Sith. You see the Sith temple and everything, and it's all about the dark side, and it's how they're being tempted by the light side. And I feel like that would be a really interesting take.
It's just Darth Vader's story.
No, if anything, it's more like Ventress.
No, because
Asajj
towards the end,
Ventress.
the same thing. He went full Sith,
Yeah,
and then
but what if they
he
started out as Sith, and then that's
brought
what they
back.
thought was always good? Like the Empire is the way.
Okay, that's well.
Yeah,
I
and that's what
mean,
they were led, and they're like, oh yeah, the Jedi are actually bad, and then they start to see how corrupt the Empire is, the Sith are, and everything they have always believed and everything was actually wrong.
I could see that. I could
just
see
need to
that.
introduce that
It would.
chick
It
and shit
would.
out of the tray.
It would have to start deep within the Sith, literally.
It'd be kind of like a Trump supporter realizing that they were wrong the whole time.
Well, then you're really writing fiction, aren't you? Yeah.
Just kidding.
So, I can see it. No,
It's a good analogy,
I
right?
can see it. Yeah. I can see that. I mean, I think people are thirsty for stories outside of the Skywalker lineage and stuff like that. This Mandalorian just proved it.
Yeah.
So,
It really did.
But they got a lot of stuff in the works. So any of those things, so Andor, the Rangers of the New Republic, Ahsoka, Bad Batch, even the animated one. I think people will still eat all that stuff up.
Oh yeah.
I personally want stories beyond what's already been told now. The timeline beyond what's already been told. And
you want basically after the aftermath of these last sequels.
Because I feel with any major franchise, you build a universe. So you could take the characters out of those universes, but you still have the roles on there. So you have with Star Wars, you have still a concept of Jedis. You still have a concept of Sith. You still have a concept of bounty hunters. You can put names and insert those names into any one of those slots, and it's going to be the same. So let's see some of those different stories out there. Let's see what else is out there in the galaxy and beyond what you have now, because it seems like we're getting the same thing over and over when it comes to those type of stories of the Jedi Order fell, somebody's going to try to rebuild it. The Sith Empire or the Sith are gone, but now there's two, so they're back. A master and an apprentice. So let's see where else we can go.
So you want something that's here's a pitch here. So because Sith use the Force too. That's just the all end all gasoline to the engine. Right?
Yeah.
That's how cars work. So what if they did okay, now in a different part of the quote unquote universe or deep space, there's a different type of source of power that's almost similar, on par with the Force.
I don't need any new powers per se. I don't need any new drastically new powers or anything like that. Just characters that their focus isn't on, the
Jedi or
Jedi. In Rebels and in Ezra's character in the beginning, he wasn't really concerned between Jedi and Sith and stuff, right? They were just rebels. And then he found out that the other character was a Jedi, and he was learning how to be a Jedi, or at least. But it wasn't I need to rebuild the Jedi Temple and I need to go and restart the my own school and stuff like that, and make sure that the Jedi live forever. It was just, okay, he's a Jedi, but he has his own kind of path and way that he's doing things. So it just seems like there's always a grand conflict in the universe when it comes to the Jedi. Why isn't it they're like, this is the status quo of the universe, everything is resolved, and now you see how, like, what does a Jedi look like in a peaceful universe? I mean, there's still pockets of bad people that go on, but there isn't like this gigantic enemy force that's, you know, the Empire coming at you. What's the story look like in that time?
I feel like that's kind of like the beginning in Clone Wars because the Empire wasn't like I don't know. No. I don't know, I feel like that's kind of just like the filler episodes in Clone Wars, I guess.
I got it. Here we go. You ready? New show.
Yeah.
Here, hit me up, Disney.
All right, let's do
So
it.
you do a detective story, right, in one of the big planet cities. But here's the catch, right? You have a basic
Mhm.
detective type, gritty, whatever military guy. It doesn't matter, right? He's a cop, and then his partner is a Jedi. And there you go. And it's just the way
I
they
mean,
do
you can
things.
do that, yeah.
And
then,
but it's like has nothing to do with the good or bad side.
Yeah.
It's just this guy has this amount of abilities. He can do this stuff, but he works with this guy who's just a basic, you can say bounty hunter-esque type person.
Yeah.
They're solving space crimes.
Yeah.
What if it was a droid detective, kind of like Valentine in Fallout 4?
Yeah, you got 1,000% because that's what I mean. They built a universe already, so you know there's droids in the universe. You know there's Jedi in the universe. Just put them in situations that aren't the gigantic overarching. You know, there's a big fleet of the Empire that's threatening to take over the world. Like, you don't need to do that.
Yeah, like that's not like his focus or anything.
Yeah.
And then you can just see like the Jedi and Sith, like he's at a bar, you see them fighting or run past the window, and he's like, that again. And then
Yeah.
it just goes back to his story.
Just that's I want to see stuff like
Straight up.
that.
Straight up detective story. And it's just them. The guy's just sitting there smoking a cigarette. He has to light it on an R2 unit.
That's actually really cool.
Fucking sitting there like, oh god, Tatooine, what a piece of shit.
Terrible.
Cigarette.
Yes, I want this to be a thing.
I'm telling you, yeah. I hope in the future they decide to do more stuff. Right now they look like they're stuck in a certain period, a time period or whatever.
A Skywalker period.
Yeah, and they just kind of seems like they're just really gonna keep focusing on that and maybe side stories on that. So
I think that's what they think, because originally that's what drew people in, was like, oh, you have fucking space samurais and all this stuff. That's the catch. And I think they just too afraid to reach out, but they have this whole.
I mean, I don't blame them. Have you seen
no,
fans?
For sure. No, like, but you have this universe that you can just build upon. Like,
yeah.
You don't know what the day in life is in Cloud City. You don't know what shit that happens there. Like,
you're probably
could be so much lore there that you could just build on that has nothing to do with the rest of the world.
Yes, so
put a story there.
Squiggle said it's a 67-year period in between episode 1 and 9. So that's the beginning of the Clone Wars all the way to Rey now with her yellow lightsaber. So I need to see outside of the 60. I need to see what happens in year 68. That's what I need to see. And then we get the sweet 69 year, and that'll be the nice.
Wow.
That's the porn. Year.
Disgusting.
We're going to whore planet.
Terrible. Terrible.
Everybody on the planet just
and the lightsabers are light up dildos.
That would hurt.
That sounds horrible. That sounds
too much cyberpunk. I'm sorry.
That's where the detective comes in.
Terrible.
This guy was impaled by a cocksaber.
I love it.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll have to wait and see with all the new ones that come out. You know, if they actually decide to shake up things and get outside of the norm.
I do have one question for you guys.
Yeah.
So, what do you like? I have a theory, but I want to hear what you guys think. What do you think that they were doing to Grogu? Like, why they were taking his blood and testing it?
He's got midichlorians.
Yeah, I think
but what were they going to do with it?
I think they're trying to make like force sensitive clones. That's because like in Star Wars, not the last Jedi. I'm sorry. In the video game Jedi Outcast Jedi Academy,
Yeah.
They had a group of force sensitive people that you fought against. They weren't Jedi, they weren't Sith, they were just force sensitive enemies. So they can like push and do the pull. None of them had lightsabers either. Well, actually, some of them I think had lightsabers, but the majority of them were just like basically Jean Grey moving things with their minds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think they're just
Well-
trying to make some randos like that. That's what I think.
Well, they
Oh.
kind of did that in the new movies. So that's what I think they're going to do. Like, I absolutely hate the new movies that they did this, but where they made all those like Palpatine clones, and I feel like they're using Grogu's blood to help make those clones of Palpatine, and that would tie into the newer movies like Force Awakens and everything.
I would hate that.
Yeah, I absolutely hate it, but I'm like, for how the timeline is and what everything's happening, it makes the most sense of why they're taking Grogu.
What if they're using Grogu's blood with the midichlorians, right?
Yeah.
To inject it in what's left of Palpatine because he's like dying or
So
whatever.
a transfusion? They just needed
They're
blood.
basically
They needed blood
trying to
sacks.
pump up his force. You know what I mean? By like jumps, like helping him recover. Because
Yeah, and they were
Oh,
making clones of him too. That's how like Rey's father was made, and then they had a big-headed, deformed Palpatine clone. We're like, who is this guy?
you talking about Snoke?
Yeah,
Was
he
he a
was
clone?
confirmed that they confirmed. That's what they said. Yeah, he was some deformed clone of Palpatine.
I mean, I could see it.
And I'm like, I
he was
hate
like-
this.
He was huge.
He
wasn't
deformed,
that huge.
deformed clone. Yeah,
He wasn't like you make it seem like he was a giant or something.
He was like, I thought it
his
a
head was
female.
huge.
Yeah, his head was gigantic. Yeah,
Well, he had a big cave in the.
yeah, man. That's don't smoke cigarettes, guys. That's
Yeah.
that's what happens right there.
You know
But-
why his head was so big? It was full of secrets.
All right, we're
Sorry,
gonna,
Mean Girls quote. I had to.
Yeah, we're gonna go from that one. But yeah, I don't know. I really hope that they bring it back or explain something in season 3 when everything gets back to up and running again. But and that's the other thing. It's gonna be crazy because by the time season 3 comes out, we're gonna have a bunch of Marvel things we're watching too. Like Disney Plus is gonna be packed.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
I think Disney Plus stocks is there's gonna be a lot of people into it by then. It's gonna be crazy. So
God damn it! Now I really want a buddy cop series because I can just
Hey.
imagine.
Me too.
Sitting there, he's
Thanks,
like,
Steven.
I fucking hate Mandalorians.
terrible.
Sitting there, flicks his cigarette. Come on, I don't know why he's smoking in space, whatever. But hey,
Is
It's
there I guess to like put a button on this one question, is there anybody from the extended universe that is gone because they're legends now that you would like to see them bring back and make canon officially?
yes,
Jade. Mara Jade, I need her back. She needs to be.
her
Say that
storyline
again.
doesn't even matter though,
No,
because
but she's such a
because
good
it's just-
character.
but we already know like Luke's journey.
He's
And
dead.
she's nowhere. Yeah, she's nowhere in that.
Yeah, but then they could bring her back just kind of as a new character without Luke, I guess, maybe. Which would really suck because I really liked them together, but
Yeah, I mean, because I want whatever.
she's her own woman and she's a badass, so she doesn't need no Luke.
I don't know anything about her to be honest, but yeah, sure, bring her back. Sounds cool.
Who'd you got, Steven?
Fuck, I don't know her name, but it's the villain who it takes a Jedi and a Sith to fight her at the same time. To defeat her.
I think I saw a YouTube video on that on her. I don't know what her name
Whoever-
is either. But
Whoever she is, she's like literally like I guess the Force, if you will, because it takes both sides of the Jedi and Sith to fight her, and they barely won when they did.
I have no idea who you're talking about, but she sounds cool.
She fucking. I just saw like a video, and then the image that they had of she had like a weird like slit mouth with all the teeth
Ooh.
fucking everywhere. She looked badass because she had like solid black eyes and long like white hair. She looked like a goddamn ghost.
I like it. I like those character designs.
It was dope though.
Kind
It
of
was good.
creepy. But I mean, like, Aaron, you should be like, yeah, Mara J, let's bring her back. She's a redhead.
Yeah,
on,
no,
man.
I love
And
redheads. I definitely,
Casey Redhead.
yes.
Yeah.
The problem is there's only one right answer, guys, and that's Kyle Katarn. He's the only one they should bring back.
I don't know anything about Kyle Katarn.
Kyle
So.
Katarn, if anybody's out there that's played any of the Jedi Outcast games or the Jedi Academy game, Kyle Katarn was I believe he was a smuggler first. I think he smuggled plums, but I'm not sure. But throughout his game, he basically becomes a Jedi, but he doesn't like co-sign on like the Jedi way. Like he's more of like he's definitely like just a straight up gray Jedi.
I
And
wish they had a better name than Gray Jedi.
well, he's more like
The balance.
he's more like if Han Solo became a Jedi. That's
Okay,
literally what his characteristic is, and I think that's what they probably like did his whole thing under. It's like, yeah, we need like a cool, cool character, but let's give him a lightsaber. So
Yeah. And then let's give him a detective partner.
I
And
thought he had
Yes.
a
I'm manifesting this, guys. I want this storyline.
he had a partner that he worked with in one of the games. She was a ex-Empire pilot, and like it was like their love story or whatever, and like she left or whatever to to be with him, and like they were the two. But I don't know. That's the character I definitely want to see.
He's Old Republic though, isn't he?
No, he helps Luke create the Jedi Academy.
Oh, okay.
And he becomes a teacher.
Know what I just thought of? Okay, so what if they did this instead? What if they got Finn and Poe and they made that detective show? Like Finn decides to go off and be a detective, and then Poe could be his pilot and take him from planet to planet.
See, that would be good, but they kind of ruined those characters.
They did, and this would be a way to like fix it.
No, but like I think the damage is already done.
Because like I loved they messed up Finn. I felt like they could have done so much better, and I loved him.
It would have been a good buddy, like a buddy movie.
Yeah,
but they kind of ruined those characters, and I don't think what's his name will ever come back.
No, he wouldn't.
Nah,
unfortunately, no.
John Boyega.
Yeah, John Boyega, he deserves so much better, and I feel like the way they built up Finn, and then they just kind of like pulled the rug out from underneath him.
Away.
Yeah,
him and Poe, like they just like tossed them aside.
Yeah,
I think it'd be a good. Those two characters would be perfect. Actually, I just kind of wish they like you guys said, didn't kind of screw him over or whatever. But
yeah,
pretty much like all the people of color, like even like Rose, they destroyed her character too, and then they just like made her a background filler.
Like not to throw shade, she was forgettable. Like
she was. They made her forgettable.
I never even saw the third movie, but like I just remember hearing nothing about Finn and her character at all from the third movie. It kind of seemed like were they in there?
Yeah,
they weren't.
They tossed them.
Wow.
They're in the third movie. They weren't
prominent or whatever. They went up front. No.
Rose, she was just always standing behind Commander Leia, and I think she had probably like 5 seconds of speaking time throughout the whole movie, and which is I'm like super upset by that. And then Finn, I just remember him chasing after Rey like 3 times throughout the movie, and that was it. That's all they did for him.
Yeah. Rey,
I know.
They made him a simp.
They did.
Wow.
We got to use it before it's gone, guys.
Before it's
actually. Twitch already fixed that. They said they aren't going to ban people who say that. They're going to review context and everything. So if you're saying it in like a bullying way and everything, they may give you a warning or ban you or something. Like if you do say like virgin, incel, or simp. But I mean, like if you just like casually say it, they said they're not going to actually ban you anymore.
What if they turned him into a simp and they made Rey fall in love with a murderer? It's ridiculous.
Oh my god, I hated that so much.
So stupid.
The dumbest thing.
You didn't like the shipping of those two, Rachel?
No, I'm not about it. He's a mass murderer.
He's a douche.
He's a douchebag. And then for some reason, Emma ships them, and I was like, Emma, why? Why?
Yeah,
and she was like,
I went and saw this movie with Emma and Kitty. They had an extra ticket, so I went with them. And then they were like all for it, and I was like, this guy just fucking murdered a whole planet and like a bunch of people.
He
and then
killed
you-
children.
And then you're just gonna be like, you know what? Yeah, I'll tap that.
What was I doing?
Woman, am I right?
Outta
Just
here.
kidding.
Get out of here.
Oh
It's
my
Yeah.
god.
Nah, yeah, I don't know.
Terrible.
It definitely didn't seem like it didn't seem like that was a relationship thing. It just seemed like a struggle between light and dark, but
No,
Yeah.
don't date people that treat you like shit. This man was trying to kill you.
or how about commits genocide?
Or
How
commits
about
genocide.
yeah.
That's a bigger flag. Like,
Jeez.
what's wrong with you? He killed his
know.
father.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he would have killed Luke too if Luke was there.
A better ending to that whole series would have been if Chewie fucking grabbed Kylo Ren and ripped his arms off.
That would actually have been
just
some
fucking-
type of
Boom! Just ripped them off, blood gushing, and then Rey could have just cut his head off or something.
No, they should have made Kylo a good guy in the second one. And then like he was the rise of the Skywalker,
No.
not Rey.
But it
I didn't.
It doesn't matter though, because he's already a bad guy. He's done bad things. He's evil already.
I know, but you could. Darth Vader, he redeemed himself, right? You say that
Yeah,
he was a
but
good guy.
He died. He became like
He died. He
the
sacrificed
quote-unquote
himself.
good guy because he saved his son's basically his son's legacy type of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
But he's still a bad guy. He murdered younglings. He's evil. If he would have survived that, he'd have been arrested. And
yeah.
fucking
There's no real redemption for killing a mass
No,
amount of
there isn't,
people
no.
or a child.
You're an evil piece of shit still.
Yeah.
You did
Yeah.
a good deed, and because of this good deed, maybe good things could still happen.
But you can't wash.
But you're a
You can't
piece of
wash.
shit.
Yeah, you can't wash off the bad stuff you did with that one good deed.
Yeah.
Like
It's true. Yeah.
it doesn't.
Like Padme, still a pedophile,
terrible.
crying on kids when they're 9 years old.
I mean,
We all
she was
know
a kid too.
No, that woman was 35 years old.
She, he was like what 9 and she was like 14 or something like that.
There's a reason that same child boy actor didn't come back. All right?
Yeah, that is true.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That age
Yeah.
difference is a little too much. But yeah, no, she was supposed to be 14. I feel like she just also has a very older face because when I saw her in oh my god, I forget what movie it was, but she was like a little kid.
35 is what it is.
She was like a little kid, like
You're talking
9 years
about
old.
Professional. Leon the Professional?
I think so. It was the one with where her family was killed and everything.
Yeah, and then she meets the assassin. Yeah, it's
Yeah, then she tries to romance him. I'm like, what is this
Yeah.
creepiness? Ew.
That was weird. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that was weird.
pedophilia.
So it's canon. Then she got
It's
from
canon.
there she
Yep.
got shipped to space and then just try
Yep.
to continue the whole
Yep.
thing. Wow.
If E.T. is in the Star Wars universe, Leon the Professional is also in Star Wars
That's
universe.
terrible.
Yeah.
Canon.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Uh,
Absolutely terrible.
And my detective guy is just like, that's another crime solved. Pedophile woman.
all right, so let's wrap up this whole entire episode now with a review and discussion over The King in Black. Marvel has
Ooh,
released the part 1 of a 5-part series called The King in Black, which sets around the Marvel Universe dealing with a brand new threat to Earth, I believe, because I think he's been out in space plenty of times threatening a whole bunch of stuff. No, everybody, the symbiote god. We all read the comic book, Stephen, Rachel, and I.
I 100% read it. Yes.
Okay, I'll let you guys take the mic first and give your first impressions on this comic book.
It made I'm not a person that buys comic books and because I'm intimidated by them because I don't know where to jump in.
Uh-huh.
This King in Black story in this comic book makes me want to go and read all the past Venom stuff and more things so I can know more about
Eddie Brock.
Eddie Brock and everything that he's kind of going through.
Mm-hmm.
It's that impactful. I've never kind of felt that before with comic books, but I kind of have that urge to actually go and look into it because of this one. So so far I really like it. And again, it's only one issue.
Rachel?
Well, ever since I was a kid, I've always simped for Eddie Brock. I love Venom.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I loved him. I thought he was a great character. And the last thing I actually read about quote unquote Venom, Eddie Brock, was when he was anti-Venom, and I love that story arc. So if you, Steven, if you want to read more about who he is as a character, definitely read that arc. It's really great. It's kind of when like Venom really becomes like a superhero and a good guy.
Yeah.
But for this for the comic that we just read and everything, I love art. That's like a big huge thing for me, the comic books. If the art isn't good, I can't get into the story, but I absolutely loved it. It was just like it kind of felt like the style was like a throwback to the was it heavy metal, like the 80s comics and everything, where it's like really rough and stylized and has a lot of emotion.
Okay.
And
You
just
know
like
what?
the movements.
I can see that because I felt
Especially with the villain
like it
too.
was Spawn style.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like the symbiote tendrils and stuff like that they
Yeah.
used to design it. But I definitely felt like it was straight up like a Spawn like type of feel.
Mm-hmm. I
Which
can
was
totally
what
see that too.
I like that.
Yeah. I feel like right now where the story is, it's very the villain's very OP and everyone's just like I was like it was like too OP. I'm like, where do they go after this?
So to catch everybody up, if you guys haven't read it, again, we're going to do a little spoilers, but you should definitely head over to whatever your local comic book store is and check it out, pick it up, or download the digital version on Marvel's website. But you have Null, the symbiote god, who is basically coming to Earth to wreck stuff, basically. And Venom, Eddie Brock, enlists the Avengers to help out. And you got your heavy hitters, of course. You got Iron Man, you got Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, who else? Captain America, I wouldn't say is a heavy hitter. But he is the leader of everything. So you got all the major names. Fantastic Four, everybody is involved on this one, right?
Black Panther was there.
You know what I thought was weird that was there though?
Who was that?
Luke Cage and Black Cat. I'm like, how good would you guys be fighting a symbiote? Like, why?
So
Well,
Luke Cage is pretty strong. Like he's not, he's not. I can see you saying Black Cat not being there, but like,
yeah, I don't understand Black Cat for sure. I was just thinking more people who don't have powers, like even Captain America. The only reason I could see him being there is that he's a really good leader and organizing things. So I was like, okay,
well,
I guess.
See, I think that's why he was with them in the story of because he knew, like, it seemed like he knew he wasn't going to be able to do shit. So his thing was like organize everybody. He has the ground people basically trying to save as many people as he could, and rescue them from symbiotes that were coming down to, I guess, cover the ground and everything, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta think about it though. Like it's a thing where he's got the leadership skills, of course. I mean, if you think about it, the leaders of anything, they're never the strongest, they're never the fastest, they're never the the most intelligent. But they're like, why would I need him then? If he's not the best at everything, then why is he the leader? Well, it's because he can rally everybody together, and he's probably got the best tactics out of everybody. Like he's not the Hulk. He's not as strong as the Hulk. He's not as smart as Tony Stark. He's not as fast as Quicksilver, but he's still the leader of the Avengers for a reason.
It's like chess. The king can't do shit.
Yeah, can't move around anywhere, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a really good analogy, yeah.
Yeah.
But I also
important piece.
Yeah, I also feel like Captain America as a character, when there's like absolutely no hope, which this comic really definitely had, there was like definitely no hope for them to like beat this guy. He's the one that can like always usually like keep the morale going, like, hey, there's always a chance. There's always a way we can help make the situation better.
Yeah, he never is he's definitely got that never quit attitude for sure. And
he doesn't falter under the pressure of whatever he's fighting. He's just
no
matter what, he's never going to give up.
So things will work out. Everything's fine.
He can do this all day.
Eddie is warning everybody, hey, Null's coming. And he's got like all these giant dragon bat looking things just ascending on the planet Earth, and Tony Stark and his hubris think that they can take care of them by like with a bomb in space, but
it's fine.
he takes out like 100 or something, like or a few hundred.
But it didn't even slow them down
or something like that.
Yeah, like 100, but there are thousands upon thousands of these things. And they just come down and they're just like causing havoc. Doctor Strange can't, do anything with all his magical abilities.
They're breaking through his barriers as fast as he can put them up, was one of the quotes.
Yeah, they're missing Thor. Because
Eddie Brock was Thor. Did you see the character design for him?
He does look exactly like how Thor was.
Exactly like Thor. That's what I kept thinking. I was like, why does Thor have the symbiote? I was like, oh yeah, this is Eddie.
But again, all hands on deck. So you got the X-Men that come out of nowhere, and if you don't have Thor's lightning, you got Storm's lightning, which the symbiotes, as everybody knows, are weak against. Fire, lightning, and I believe sound waves.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's still a thing, but yeah, that's as far as we know,
But they totally wiped out Storm like she was nothing. They encased the entire Earth,
the entire planet, and even so, he dropped. Null shows that he uses symbiotes to take over Celestials and bring them down to the planet Earth for the assault as well. So this is
right there. Captain America was like, Tony, you're not here. We need to retreat.
Yeah.
We need to get the fuck out of here because shit, you're not seeing this. And Eddie is already at this point, he's hooked up to the that Carnage throne. Whatever from I think it's Absolute Carnage was there's some type of symbiote throne and he sits in it and he's connected to all the symbiotes, I'm assuming.
I think it amplifies a thing to where it can you'd have to go back and read that whatever that Carnage one is to know exactly what that chair does or something like that.
I think it connects him to all the other symbiotes. He's not fully connected, but he could sense them because they all kind of have a hive mind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why he's able to sense when Noel is coming down and everything, and he could see them Tony Stark and all them fighting him in outer space. So insane. They're not stopping him.
And again, they had some people that actually kind of were not really why was Daredevil, even though it's Elektra as Daredevil now, but why are you there?
It's to get the people to safety that are stuck on the ground.
Yeah.
But I think the overwhelming presence of Noel and
they needed everybody.
Were just so fast. It was just that first steal of the city, and then you see all the symbiote dragons.
Yeah, just raining down.
And it's covering everything. It's just there was no preparing for this. The amount of prepared that you did isn't shit because you were not ready for the amount of damage that's about to happen to your world.
Yeah, they get swarmed really fast. And then that panel where they show the entire planet just get engulfed in symbiotes. It's there's nothing.
I was like, fuck.
Oh, so they bring in, we've got to say, before all that, they bring in their big guns, quote unquote. The Sentry comes out, and as everybody knows, he's one of the most OP characters in comic books. So
I had absolutely no idea who he was.
So
I'm who is this boy?
He's basically the Superman. He's got, similar powers, but he has
looks like Prince Charming from Shrek.
He can't, in the sense, he can't die. I think the only thing that give him to nerf him is that he's, I think, an agoraphobic, which, scared to go outside. But that's easy to overcome, so he goes out there, and then he's got the Void inside of him, which they did an alternate universe comic book that what would happen if the Void ever was released, and it literally just destroys the entire universe. So Null comes through though, and with ease, just like paper, rips him in half. And
2 moves.
Yeah,
it was literally reach back, grab his head.
Yeah,
bam, just done.
And then
ripped him in half.
From what I could tell, apparently absorb the Void into himself.
Yeah. I think it's like you're the Void, you are dark. You're the Void, and that darkness, basically that you're made out of, bows to me, and then he just absorbs the void.
Yeah. And then it's just, yeah, he says, "Child, I am Null, the Lord of the Abyss, God of symbiotes, the darkness inside you, that darkness bows to me." And then he said, "I am the void." And then it's just a panel of him just there with blackness all on him. And I'm like, all right, this dude is like, it's game over, man. Game over.
I really don't see like how they're gonna do this, but I mean, in a way, it's almost reminiscent of the Teen Titans comic when they were fighting Trigon, and how Raven, she kind of like rallied like a group of superheroes together to fight him, and it was completely hopeless. And then in the end, they somehow pulled out their ass. They defeated him. I think I need to see more chapters, but I feel like it's kind of going to be similar to that story arc.
So,
especially with the kid.
Eddie Brock, realizes, oh, he's here for me. He came for Brock, or he came for
Dylan.
No, but he didn't say Dylan. He said he was here for Brock. That's what he said he was here for. So Brock was like, okay, if I give up myself, then he'll leave the planet alone. I'll give up myself, and that you could just go. And he was like, yeah, no, I'm not here for this Brock. And he rips.
Like, I should have been more specific.
Yeah,
he was like, oh, sorry for the confusion. I didn't mean you.
Literally rips the symbiote off of Eddie and tosses him like off of from a high place.
It's like a skyscraper, I think.
Yeah.
And drops him.
That's where the issue ends, with just him just dropping. And it's just like, okay, he doesn't have a symbiote. So
yeah, the symbiote is a part of Null now.
Exactly. Well, you're going to just hit the ground now, it seems.
So so before that happened, Brock was sitting in that chair.
Yeah.
Which is wherever. But he has that conversation with Venom, the symbiote, and he's like, it's time, one last fight. And then the symbiote's like, hey, Brock, there's something I want to tell you.
Yeah.
And then Brock's just like, I know, man.
He's like, I'm pregnant.
It's not yours, it's Peter's.
Dang.
And then but like, yeah, so there was that moment where it's like they kind of just made peace with dying.
They had their Grogu moment, the Grogu Mandalorian moment. Brock took off his helmet for the first time.
Yeah, he symbiote dropped, but there was that other scene where Cap and Luke Cage and all them are getting overwhelmed, basically swallowed by symbiote.
Yeah.
And Peter just fucking takes off.
Yeah, man.
Like they don't give it dialogue. Or no, Captain America says Peter go get help.
Yeah.
So I think Peter's gonna save Brock.
I mean, that is a possibility. He could swing and save him.
Yeah, I think that's gonna happen. As for what else is gonna happen, I have no clue, because everything is just covered in symbiote now. Dylan, Brock's son, is in some type of vault or something.
Yeah, he hit him in a vault that was built for Peter whenever I feel like it was for the Spider-Verse comic storyline, whenever Spider-Man was the different type of Spider-Mans were being hunted through different dimensions. So they built that vault to try to throw him in there, Peter in there, so he wouldn't get killed. Again, I'm not 1,000% sure, but I think that's what it is. And they have like ties in, like I said, you can go see all the different tie-ins of everything. So it'll be very interesting to see if that is the thing where Peter is the one to come back around and ultimately save Venom, and then they got to kind of team up together.
I don't know if it's going to be like Spider-Man's not defeating Null. That's
no.
It's going to come down for sure to probably his son.
But I want to know more about his son, because I feel so lost with that story part. Like, I feel like I'm missing a big chunk. Like, who is his son? Why is he relevant?
There's some backstory on him. There's other comics, and we'll by the next time I'm pretty sure that we'll get more educated on the the different ones.
Educated.
I watched a video with a little bit of the backstory, and it's like he has like some ability where he can kind of communicate with the symbiote through the hive mind and get it to listen to him. So, and that's kind of what I think Noah's afraid of.
So he's trying to stamp that out, basically.
Yeah, because that's kind of like a threat. Like if the symbiote under Noah's control, the darkness or whatever under Noah's control can be affected by this kid that can kind of set the symbiote free, he's got to go because he can
That
he
makes
can
sense.
take over Noah's territory and all that.
Because he said he did, like, the kid did say he have powers, so is it like he has, like, he's like part symbiote or something? That's why he's connected to them?
From what I understood from the video, and I could be wrong. Again, I'm barely getting into that comic world, but I watched some YouTube videos. I guess the symbiote had DNA from Brock, but it I guess was worn by another person in a different universe, which was Eddie Brock's wife.
This is too
It's hard, yeah.
This is too much.
It's this like weird ass like thing. Yeah, they use the DNA of Brock.
I was just gonna say, like, the symbiote's always on him. Like, did he like turn into a condom and then it broke? And
I mean, sometimes it happens that way, and maybe.
I think the symbiote was like, "Let me just get this in real quick."
Oh my god!
It may have been a little three-way.
You thought you came. But
oh my god, Steven.
And on that note, everybody, we'll be keeping up on this one on the King in Black. That, like I said, this was just part one. The next one that actually comes out will be December 23rd, but you guys won't hear from us until next year, at least in the podcast verse. But you can always follow us on all the social medias, of course, before you log off. And we'll be still streaming some stuff on twitch.tv/before you log off as well. So you can catch us there, even though you won't be hearing us in the podcast space till 2021. And yeah, no, we'll keep up with that one when they release and everything like that. So be on the lookout for that one. But we have gone just about 2 hours now, guys. This is probably our longest episode ever. But it's good. No, it's good. It's good.
It was good.
It's good.
I'm really glad you picked this comic because like I'm already kind of hooked on it. I really want to read more. Like that cliffhanger, that legit cliffhanger.
Yeah, legit cliffhanger.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, is there more? I need to read the next issue now.
Yeah, and I feel the same thing. Like I've never really been this passionate talking about a comic book before because I've never like I said, I was intimidated by them. So I've only watched videos about stuff or like talked to Aaron about certain characters to get background information.
Yeah,
so I do want to keep up with this. I think it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, our little book club / comic book reading circles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, go pick those up if you guys haven't. Support your local comic book shops wherever they are, whatever city you're in. So, like I said, this is the last episode for 2020, everybody. So we wanted to give you a little more content to hold you over until the next year. I hope we see you guys or hear from you guys next year as well. We got a lot new things planned and coming up. Again, we're going to be doing stuff on the YouTube channel. Of course, more streaming. There's a couple of more podcasts actually in the work that we'll have for you guys as well. We have a website that's being built. Our website builder just told me today that she's on vacation for like the next 2 weeks, and it is on her list of things to do while she's on vacation. So I'm going to...
In between her cyberpunk.
Yes, in between her gameplay. I'm going to be watching because I want to watch and see how websites are kind of built. So I told her, I said, can I little voyeur cam-ish stuff there so I can see what's going on?
Yeah, we could do like a whole like BYLO working session like we've been really needing to do.
Very true, yes.
Yeah, we'll just get together.
I just don't want to... and I told her, I'm like, I'm not going to, I want the artist to paint. So I just want to watch you paint. I'm not going to tell you how or anything because you know more than I do.
Just lurking in the shadows.
Yeah, she knows more than I do about that. So, and then what else? What else were we forgetting? Anything?
We may, I don't know, because we just briefly talked about it before the podcast, but we might be streaming on New Year's. So
Yeah, might do a countdown
yeah,
with
so if you guys
everybody.
want to hang out with us, we'll probably be playing some multiplayer game with the whole group.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's quarantined, so you better be in, people.
Yeah, do something with your time.
Yeah.
Play some video games.
And we should really plan like maybe a movie night during this Christmas break or holiday break. I mean,
There's a lot of stuff coming out. Yeah. A lot of stuff. Yeah.
Maybe we'll put something out there. We'll see.
You just got to follow us on all our social medias or join the Discord as well, where it's popping off in there too. So Rachel and Steven, is there anything you guys want to say before we log off for 2020?
Rachel, you can go first if you like.
I feel like this was a really good year. This is you guys brought me on as a permanent member in 2020, and I really like doing this podcast with you guys. I'm really excited for next year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Try to
welcome.
be sweet.
No, it's definitely a pleasure having you on, and bringing you on as a full-time member and stuff. And thank you so much for working as hard as you do.
I know, right? Jeez.
Well, thanks to Adam.
You guys all do it.
In the beginning, you know what I mean? He was with us, and then COVID happened, and
he needs to make a comeback.
But I do want to throw out that thank you. Aaron, thank you so much for working as hard as you do. We probably wouldn't have a BYLO network without you, man. That's 100%. Thanks to all the fans out there, you guys watching us on Twitch and listening to us.
Chat room, yeah.
Definitely couldn't keep this going if you guys weren't around and rooting us on. So appreciate you. I know this year's definitely not been ideal. But we'll get through this together if we try hard enough.
It's only like 15 more days, man.
But the pandemic is still going. It's not ending.
You know what I mean?
As soon as New Year's happens, the pandemic's over. It's gonna magically disappear.
It's just gonna be Groundhog the whole year replays.
I know. I will figure out how the dimensions work and break it if that ever happens.
But thank you guys, and that's it for me. You know what I mean? And close us out, man.
All right, everybody. Thanks again for listening, and we will see you in 2020. So for 4K Crybaby Rachel,
that's me,
and the internationally known Steven Gutierrez, and thanks Jerry. Even though he couldn't be here tonight, the man of a million memes. I am Sir Aaron Carter saying that is enough internet for 2020.